You know, when I think of going to work every day and the passion and the intelligence, the resolve, the discipline that everybody showed, I also think of two questions that we all have received during the course of multiple publicity runs. And one is, did we know that this movie was going to receive this kind of response? Meaning, was it gonna make billions of dollars? Was it gonna make $1 billion? Was it going to still be around during this award season? And the second question is, has it changed the industry? Has it actually changed the way this industry works, how it sees us? And my answer to that is to be young, gifted, and Black. We all know what it's like to be told that there is not a place for you to be featured, yet you are young, gifted, and Black. We know what it's like to be told to say there's not a screen for you to be featured on, a stage for you to be featured on. We know what it's like to be the tail and not the head. We know what it's like to be beneath and not above. And that is what we went to work with every day, because we knew not that we would be around during award season or that it would make $1 billion, but we knew that we had something special that we wanted to give the world, that we could be full human beings in the roles that we were playing, that we could create a world that exemplified a world that we wanted to see. We knew that we had something that we wanted to give.
Hey, one goal, one thing, one move, and that shit don't change. It's serve. Real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Hey, there's only one goal, one thing, one move, and that shit don't change. And it's serve. Real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things.
I like the size of my high school and my college, because I went to a regular size high school, McMain, but then like Dillard was nice and petite enough for me to be focused.
Yeah, I always wanted to get the huge student population experience, but I ended up going to my high school in Dillard.
I thought I wanted that until Katrina happened, and then I went to Georgia State for that semester, and I was like, wow. Yeah, that was a
TSU for a semester.
Georgia State was freaking huge, G. It was a world.
I think I would have liked that. Like, I like big cities and like kind of big populations. I don't know why, I just do.
I think I would have liked it more if I stayed on campus. I think it's because I stayed with my mom's, like, in Powder Springs, Georgia, and having to, like, commute. It might have been more fun if I was in the thick. I'll say that.
Yeah.
One thing is, I often wonder if I would, if I had to make that choice again, would I go to Dillard or not, knowing what I know now, you know?
I think I would, but my method of operations would differ. You know, I would focus more on what I know I need to focus on versus what they're telling me to focus on.
Okay, real. Real, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one all the way. If I were to go to Dillard still, that's exactly what I would have to do, because, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you leave feeling like, damn, I paid all this money and I learned some shit. Yeah. I'm equipped for some shit, but it's still a lot of shit that you didn't equip me for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts that, damn, I'm in debt paying y'all off, and I feel like I learned half of what I needed to outside.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, what school you went to?
I went to Loyola.
Oh,
okay.
But
gotcha.
I was in musical theater, like outside of Loyola, but doing theater and operas inside Loyola, and they were like all on me, like, why are you doing it outside? I'm like, because this is where the real experiences happen. Like, you sugarcoat it with the students.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got so much experience, like, it helped, because when I was in like my actual, student productions, like, I did a really good job. I always got A's and all the other stuff, because I had already been equipped to what I was learning outside of Loyola.
Yes, indeed. And then at a spot like Loyola, I can only imagine having to depend on them casting you in the things that you felt like you were worth.
Like trying to navigate that.
Well, I was a token So there was always a role for me, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I didn't do mostly theater at Loyola. I did like 1, maybe 2 productions there, theater wise. But I did mostly like operas and stuff.
You got the killer voice. Yeah, I forget. Yeah, you did both.
So I don't know. I think it was a good experience because those opera kids don't know how to act. Mm-hmm. So I was able to do that. And they were like, okay, well, I mean, I could sing. Like, I really thought I could sing. But, like, also I think that I had an advantage of, like, having acting experience. Because they even did that with, like, some of the other opera kids that didn't necessarily learn their acting from Loyola. They just knew it because they have, I don't know, parents who were opera stars. And they just, like, knew, like, stuff like that.
Or they probably just knew how to get by enough given what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So those were the people that they would always give, like, the main roles to. And they never, the thing was, it's like the opera program, they never told any of the kids, like, it wasn't in their requirements to take an acting class. It wasn't in their requirements to do anything but music, like singing and, like, learn the piano and stuff. And I'm just like, acting is a part of that.
Yeah. It brings out the freaking show.
Yeah. It also influences how your voice, projects if you know how to act.
Yeah.
That is another experience to talk about for another day because I could go into Loyola so much. I love my experience at Loyola, but that was like one of the main critiques I had was that none of the kids in my studio were, they weren't forced to go to take acting classes. But even the acting classes aren't even that. They're not all that.
You think the token thing kind of like forced you to go outside of the school opportunity pool?
No, I just think it was I never went outside of it. I should say, like, even before I went to Loyola, I was doing theater.
Okay.
So, like, that was already in my back pocket when I got there.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the kids that were coming into Loyola had never done anything really.
You want to jump right here? This might be.
I had done, like, professional performances before I even got to Loyola. Before I got paid.
Yeah.
From, like, these local theater companies and everything.
Gotcha.
So knowing that there were kids, once I came in, like, they were trying to find out, how they could get into it. I was almost like their resource for that.
I mean, the things I had issues with was, I love being at Dillard. I love being at a smaller, like, HBCU. Well, I love being at HBCU, period. Like, that just was great. You know what I'm saying? Katrina robbed the theater department of a lot of things. And that's what I really felt failed because, like, I mean, the school I grew up, I had a lot of family members that went to Dillard University. So it was like I was a legacy. So I had, like, that part of my scholarship and a bunch of other stuff. So I would always get these brochures. Like, Dillard University's theater department was, like, known. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I would, like, they knew what their whole freaking, what you call it was. Season was, like, the top of the year and shit. So I'm thinking, man, like, because in my mind, I thought I was going to go out of town, like, to, like, Howard or Clark or some shit. Like, that was somewhere in my brain. But then I was like, man, but if I do stay in New Orleans, I'm going to go to Dillard because I'm going to do this theater thing there because I just grew up thinking that they was prominent, big time. Mm-hmm. So first year there, I'm like, all right, I'm going to just lay low. I'm not going to rush to it. I'm going to just, it's my freshman year. I'm about to suss things out. I remember around the end of my freshman year, I talked to the theater department here, and I was like, okay, next year I'm about to come in like, whoop-de-woo. Katrina was the next year, and it was like, bitch. So then it took a while for the whole department to bounce back, and one thing that never bounced back was the amount of professors. Like, I love my professor at Dillard, but we only had one theater professor. And I always felt like, man, like, I wish I could have got the dynamics that they had before when they had like 5.
Yeah.
You heard me? And, it just felt limiting, as well as, like, even though it was a small school after Katrina, it got smaller, which meant the competition was even smaller. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm getting these leading roles and stuff, but I'm still feeling like I wish there was more people to play with or to compete with or to sharpen my iron with. You know what I'm saying? So you throw that in the bubble of, they also teach you everything about theater, but there's this whole business. There's this whole business side to it that I just really wish.
Yes.
Because when you get into the business aspect of, like, because people talk about acting. I didn't just want to be a theater actor. I want to be an actor. I want to know everything about theater. I want everything about film. I want to do it all. But like most times in a lot of these programs, they only teach you theater. And I'm like, yo, man, how come when I get out into this world, I don't feel like I can do anything? I feel like I know I can do this theater shit, but that other stuff looks kind of intimidating, and it shouldn't be, given the fact that I got a whole degree. I paid all this money.
Yes, but I'm gonna just say, in retrospect, you know, we do kind of realize now that those are damn near two separate art forms. You know, the acting business itself, and then, you know, acting.
And what I'm saying is that more college curriculums need to stop just trying to sell it.
Section.
They should just have like drama degrees or acting degrees. Whereas if you want to go on a theater track,
right,
there's a theater track, but there's a film track or whatever, and there should be certain classes that they make you take regardless, because they had it anyway in all our curriculums coming up, that they made us take this, they made us take that. Well, maybe a film business class needs to be taken. An acting for film class, no matter if you're on a theater track, should be taken. Should be like, dude, the only film acting thing I had was when the homie Virgil came through and gave us a fucking workshop one time. If we wasn't doing our own films, I would have been out here with nothing, never knowing nothing about film at all, and only doing theater. And when you in New Orleans, we only got so much theater, and the real big time theater, you know, it's like Atlanta, Chicago, New York, and stuff. So it's like that makes you feel limited and feel like I got a degree, but I'm still not equipped. So I feel like just in the whole college, just fundamentally, what we talking about, like they have an old school way of teaching, of thinking how theater artists should be equipped educationally, and I'm like, nah, nigga, y'all need to reevaluate that. We're trying to be full actors, not just that. You know what I mean? Because that's already a hard that art form. Theater as an art form is already like, it's already teetering. You feel me? So that's the part of it of, like, you know what I mean? If I had to choose it again, I'd probably go to some kind of conservatory or to some film thing. But if I decide to stay at Dillard, I would be at Dillard. But my thought process is, okay, I know I need to get this together, that together. Fuck what they talking about me not being able to audition other places, because that was a thing. They were like, you can't audition other places while you at Dillard and shit. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck you mean? Well,
I would definitely do Dillard plus a conservatory, for sure. For sure.
I mean, there's other people that just kind of, you know, make their own degree out of just being there. I know people, that's what I started to do when I was at Loyola towards the end. I wish I had more time to, like, take more business courses, so I knew how to, like, you know, promote myself and, you know, take care of my own money without having to hire someone else to do it for me. I think that's what I'm learning to do at the moment, with, especially right now, especially with the COVID, because like that's really what you got to do in order to survive out here.
And that's a word, that survive word. Like, do college curriculums currently directly teach you how to survive as an artist? Is my question.
I don't think so.
Well, I think it's different levels. You dig? Like, I think the bachelor level, it should teach you how to survive on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to go to the next level, that's why they got masters and PhD programs. But like when I look at my degree with the BA, I think about how, like, one, I only went and got I went to school and got the basics, and everything wasn't offered like it should have been. But when it was, I took everything I could. But as far as the basics, I went to school and got a major and then had all around education when I should have just been focused on that major only. And you can only get that in the master's program. And I didn't want to continue my education, so therefore, I don't really, sometimes I get mad at my experience because I feel like I should have had more, but then I felt like, oh, well, there was more out there, I just didn't go get it, you know? So I just love the fact that I went to HBCU and everything that I learned with the HBCU experience instead of as the acting experience.
I still feel like that was limited, and
Katrina limited a lot of shit though for us.
But I mean, Katrina did, but I'm just saying, like I said, fundamentally I feel like it's limited, but even still, even if I'm leaving your bachelor's program, if I'm going to your private HBCU and I'm paying, I don't know, $20K or some shit, $30K or some shit, I shouldn't be feeling like I have to go and get a master's in order to be successful. I should be able to find some modicum of success with your BA, before I like the master should make me okay, could get me to another level, it should afford other things, but I should be able to like, because that was the bullshit they sold us, right? It was like
money you put.
You know, all the money we got a high school, because at one point, if you go back generations, all you needed was a high school diploma. Then the whole thing was sold up. No, you got to get a college degree to be the shit. So then we have a whole few generations of you better get that college degree. So you get the college degree. Now we're entering into this phase of well, if you don't got a master's. But I'm saying, motherfucker, like you just said, for the amount of money,
you should be able to have some kind of payback, like some kind of minimum, like halfway decent payback.
That's what hurts the most is that you spend all this money still to make minimum wage
or less.
Right.
So that's all. I'm just saying it's just certain fundamentals. I can't, we can't, it's not in our power to go and, fix the shit. But it's like, something needs to be fixed. That's all. That's all.
Some of it really doesn't seem like rocket science. Like some of it seems very like simple. Like if we can sit here and figure shit.
With a bachelor's degree, dog, I'm trying to figure out what is there to show for. Like what can you get for a bachelor's degree? Like what job out there is saying, hey, I'm gonna pay you nicely for a bachelor's degree worth?
Okay, cool. And then,
like what does that look like?
Experience.
So like with a bachelor's degree and no experience, you dig. Like what can you be offered for real? Like it's a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? I think that like in the curriculum they should have where you do have like Martin said, outside experience along with your inside experience. That should be automatically in the curriculum.
It's
like by the time you
know what I'm saying?
Internship, blah, 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 blah. That's an internship, dog. Still, you gotta have more than that though, dog. Like it's just like
I'm not saying that's all you have to have. I'm saying
but you did there's that loophole.
That's part of
the loophole.
That's part of your college performance. You have to do an internship, which is supposed to get you. Because that's one of the things that I often tell new students all the time. I'm like, bro, your internship may be the most important thing that you choose while you're at this fucking 4-year situation. Because depending on what your internship is, you will make the connection that will get you the job that you need, regardless of what the fuck happens. You know what I mean? Like we started this conversation mainly talking about the artist life, because bachelor's degrees for other people is very different. But when we talk about as artists, that is a succinct thing.
That's what I was gonna say, son. I was gonna say, just to be a little bit, honest about the whole thing. Before we decided to pursue those particular degrees, we already went into a kind of knowing that this isn't exactly the quickest, highest paying, field.
And I'm not telling you're right, but I'm just saying, and in that curriculum should know that. And set us up better. It's at least with information.
They do. They say
at least with information. You know what I mean? I ain't saying you gotta be able to. You know what I mean? Now fuck that, because the thing is, you don't even need a degree to be successful in film.
True.
You know what I mean? I don't need a master's to go be in a movie tomorrow. You feel me? If they book me in that shit, and I ain't need no piece of that shit.
I don't even think they're looking at my degree.
They don't care about your bachelor's to do this film shit. So that's what I'm saying. If I paid this money to be equipped with information, because that's what the hell I went in for, to maximize my skill.
You should have some primo fucking information.
I should have all the information.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even if I don't use all information, because I learned theater management when I like, you know what I mean? Like they equip me like
they say, hey, baby, if we give you all the information, then how you gonna get you these other degrees?
Like info is currency.
Come on, now you gotta pay the rest of the subscription if you want the full download. You hear me? And the rest of the subscription is a master's program. My nigga, you want the full subscription? You gotta pay the other $30,000.
And truthfully, the masters only do for theater is let you be able to be a professor. Other than that, you ain't
even no professor. You're a teacher.
But no, you're a professor. If you get the masters, you can go to college and be a professor, and that's the main thing that's like stripped from you when you just have a bachelor's. But other than that, and getting your skill up, my G, and a lot of people got masters and be in the same position that some of our bachelors having artists are in.
That's absolutely.
So it's like, I just feel like we should be better equipped. There are certain things, and I don't know I'm not speaking as if I know the answers or I know the code. I just know as being a product of a piece of it, I know what I felt like I was lacking. I knew I was lucky in a lot of regards. I was prepared in a lot of regards, but I was lucky in a lot of regards because some shit I just fell into. You heard me? And there's things.
There's definitely a round table meeting that needs to happen about it.
Let me ask you this: how many plays in Loyola were you in?
Actual Loyola plays. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. It was about 4 or 5, I think.
Dang.
But I would say. During my Loyola career, outside of Loyola, I may have done maybe 4 or 5 times that while I was there. Because I did most of my stuff outside of Loyola while I was there.
Man, I always think about that. People that don't go to HBCUs, especially in this art world, how many opportunities they get. You know,
you're already
I know y'all. I said y'all
come on late like
yeah. I feel like y'all cracked the ice on that, but it do boggles the mind.
Yeah, but it's a thing. She was telling us how she was a token, so she was probably afforded more situations than some people were. And but here go the thing too, Jessica. Like
you sing very well.
You sing, act, and you know what I mean. You almost have to be so fucking impressive. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what's my partner Kai was talking about how he had a lot of trouble getting main roles because he wasn't a singer. He mainly did the acting track, and he was like, man, it just felt like getting more than the bar.
You have to be above and beyond for them to even notice you just a little bit.
Right.
That's like, especially like that's anywhere though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in any white space.
In any white space, exactly. Other than that, they're gonna put you in the back. They're gonna put you in just a little in the chorus.
Really, the fucking instant you walk in the door, as soon as you walk in the door, they got you boxed in.
You know how lit I would be if I was a student right now, though.
Oh, bruh.
Because in this current climate,
I would be kicking asses.
bruh, I would be talking all this shit. Y'all ain't about to what? What you mean I can't be nigga? What?
Alright.
We can't have no Black Caesar.
Oh, the students are probably so lit right now.
They are. There's a Facebook page called Black Theater Undergraduate or something like that I'm a part of, and they are just so into everything that's going on right now. They are like talking about like how they can change things and what they're doing in their own different. Some of them go to HBCU, some of them go to predominantly white institutions, but it's really inspiring. It's great if y'all want to join it. Just to listen and read everything that they've been doing. They are very inspirational. I mean, I'm not an undergraduate anymore, but like I feel like I am when I'm in there. I'm just like, yes.
No, did that fire? You gotta always be a part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it's the growing theater community regardless. You just seen, because being black in theater, being black in this artist game is its own like world. So a lot of times you just want to keep abreast of what's the conversation, what's the climate, what's the temperature, as I like to say, of things. So like that goes from, like you said, the undergraduates on up to the people that's been doing it for 10, 12 years, dog, because it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
But let's get into the show proper, y'all.
Okay.
Welcome to the Fly with Bats podcast.
What's up?
Episode 106.
106.
Yeah.
I got it right this
It was
time.
106.
Bitches. 106 of like 300. This is that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford. You can find me on Facebook and the Googles at Martin Bats Bradford. But on every other social media platform, find me at Mr. Bats. Spell it, Mr. Out, you're gonna find another cat. And as usual, I'm here with my brothers.
What up? What's good? It's your boy D Mac. If there's a bullshit parade, I am here to rain upon it. Instagram, French Break Kid, and on Facebook. And follow my clothing line at Your Dig Brand on Instagram and YourDigBrand.com.
You dig?
I got some new shit coming. I've been working so very hard on it, and I know you guys are gonna like it. And yeah, present and accounted for.
Passe wine, it's your boy AlphaJo, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the roux. And if you're out in the streets and you're looking for me, you can find me on IG AlphaJo, no E, 504, Facebook Joseph Alphaman Pines, and straight out of the underground, it is 105 in this bitch.
That was 106.
106.
Yeah, my bad, dog. This weed is really nice.
Yeah, you usually the one keep us on point with what we at.
Bruh, listen, it's COVID, dog, and I swear to God, some days I be like, bruh, what today is Thursday? Be like, nah, today is Sunday. I be like, oh, man.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Yo, so welcome to the show, y'all. And today, you already heard a piece of it. We have a guest. Let them know who you are, ma'am.
Hi, I am, I'll just let y'all know my name's J Mix. You can find me on Instagram. J Mix explains it all, like Clarissa explains it all, but
I love that.
J Mix.
Yes.
JM as in Mary, IX. And I also am the host of the Self-Aware Millennial podcast. You can follow me there as well at the Self-Aware Millennial. Yeah.
Yes, go people out. So that's a perfect segue to get into what we like to do.
I used to love that show a lot.
Clarissa explains well.
Yeah, you get a shit.
Fuck face.
Right, I don't know that shit.
Oh, I know Clarissa. That's
Yeah,
you the
I
young
know
boy
the
on that
theme
level.
song.
Yeah, I
The
remember
theme
that.
song. That is.
Yeah, it's lit.
But yeah, y'all, we about to get into the show. Before we get into all our sections and all that, we like to shout out people that we're fans of, that we rock with, and that most importantly rock with us.
Yeah.
Such, I forgot, and we didn't even say it last time. We call that the Scroll.
Hear ye, hear ye.
First start off, Your 30 Podcast with the homies Arrogant Observer, Lawrence J. Rebel Jr., and my dog, Marty Edwards, 504. You can also catch him on this network Arrogant Observer is on Acting While Black with me, and Marty Edwards is with me, and Jay Steele with the Reviewing That Show. Hit us up at reviewingthat@gmail.com. You refer it, we review it. That's how we do it. The On the Lake Podcast.
On the Lake.
Maddie is Ma, Rel the protagonist, Sleeping Beauty and Frankie Cola, the Mrs. and the Mike Podcast, the Sugar Sass and Sarcasm Podcast, the 50420 Podcast, the Home Video Hustle Podcast, the Nerd Shit Podcast, the Peanut Gallery Podcast, the Self-Aware Millennial Podcast, and the Living Millennial.
In the 2000s kind of world, 2020 taking everybody.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty fucked up, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that pretty soon. But before we get to that, man, we gonna let you know we got our sections, man. On 106, man, we gonna come through with a couple of starter sections. The starter is like, the appetizer of a meal, man. It's a bunch of things that's gonna set you up for your main course. That main course is that ETOUFEE
Of the day.
where we get into some heavier topics and things that we need to really dig and dive into. After that ETOUFEE today, we getting into the Dose of NoLa, Murica.
Which is your friendly reminder of just where we stay and just what the fuck we be dealing with.
Ouch.
And I get a little bit of that Bats nerd out moments. Well, I get to get into some nerdy shit with my, let y'all know some things that's going on in my mind in the nerd world that I thought was impressive or needs to be talked about or peeped out. You got any sports today?
Yeah.
Got a little sports.
Fuck yeah!
What I say, man? What
My bad. Sports! Fuck yeah!
I want someone with you smoking.
He's just tripping today. Yeah, so when Joe get into his sports
you have any hero
news, and I get into some sports tea. I didn't do a hero because this is a long one, so I just didn't
I
make
feel
a
like
hero.
I feel like we can give it who we starting to the hero if we want to.
Okay, that can be a self-contained hero highlight, I guess, bro, because, we about to get into a lot of shit today. So, without any other further ado, I think we got into all our preliminaries. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's get to the starter section.
Let's dig in.
Lying about how much you had made, rumors and shit that you handmade. Would you buy this if I sold that? Hey, what the hell is my soul at? The American need for American green is America's greed. That's the American dream. Black America too busy chasing white American dreams. But we sleep, so let's everybody eat and repeat. Work, where the fuck the cheese? Where the mozzarella at? Tell me what it be.
So first off in the starter section, 2020 is continually being on that fuck shit, continually being on that bullshit, and it was some crazy, sideways, heavy news to find out that Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, James Brown, Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, hero to so many people. When you look at the bigger picture, the schematic of things, it's like it's so crazy because I remember first off, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. That news was nuts.
Take a silence.
I'm sorry.
The disrespect, Lord.
As always, I thought it was fake. I remember I was online and when it first broke, on some random site. I was like, well, nah, you know what I mean? And then I felt like it trickled within minutes of each other. All these other sites started going boom, boom, boom. Then I'm like, oh shit. And I think maybe the Washington Post, one of them, a bigger site got it. And I was like, oh shit, it's real.
Yeah.
You heard me? And then that's when I shared it. And I'm like, then they have the whole conversation of, this man has been fighting colon cancer since 2016.
That is fucking insane.
And they keep...
I didn't know that.
Bro, a lot of people didn't know because we didn't even get a glimpse that something may be wrong until recently when he appeared real skinny for
that was
that 42.
The only indication, son.
And that was a few months ago, and a lot of people chalked it up to must be a role that he must be preparing for, or and people had their jokes, people got their memes, and that's what our culture does.
Because somebody know, what I'm saying,
But the fact that basically the year that he found out he was Black Panther, he found out he had colon cancer. And he had to keep that under wraps, put in that work, put in that grind, put in that physical work to become a superhero. I mean, because he was before he was in Black Panther, he was in Captain America: Civil War. That was the first glimpse that we got to see of T'Challa. So he found out that year that I'm gonna be I got so much. I only got so much time left, and I got to be a superhero to all these millions. And I'm about to be the first representative of such a high-profile black superhero. Because yes, we've had other black superheroes before, but we all know what came with Black Panther.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
monumental.
come on, and then not only that, then you take in like the Black Panther, of course, is huge. But let's take in like the one thing that's being said about him. He was culture. Jackie Robinson, James Brown. Thurgood Marshall,
that football player, longest day, Ernest something, I forgot his name. He played.
That is not some shit to gloss over.
He stayed picking very important and roles that meant something that you can stand up for the culture and be like, man, like dude, like that's some respectable shit.
Every role he's ever been has been a respectable role. Every role. I ain't never seen nothing that was even in a lick of, I don't know, disrespect in some kind of ways, dog. He was very is it meticulous? I want to say.
I mean, I don't know what your statement is. So you got to finish it for me to know. Meticulous in
his choicing of what he wanted to pick.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. He was very meticulous. He was not. He just
very intentional.
Yeah, very intentional. It wasn't no just frivolous shit.
Right.
And I often say this about our black actors, dog. Majority of us don't quote unquote blow up until we're like in our 40s and shit.
Yeah, to say he was 43, I was like, damn, I didn't know he was up the age like that.
That be the deal, man. And they've been grinding. If you check any of the IMDb's, from the Herschel Ali's, the Viola Davis, to anybody you want to even think about that blew up within the last 10 years, and a lot of these, the white audiences and shit, they think, oh, he must be new. I just saw him there. You check the IMDb's, motherfucker, working since the 80s, the 70s, his first role was like in 1970 or something on soap opera, but then
in the 80s.
Then he took a big break, and then he got booked again.
You know why he left that though?
Why?
So check this out, because Michael B. Jordan got that role after.
Yeah,
him.
I know. We talked about that before.
So he left that role because like he went to the director of the episode and the writers and was like, what is my character's development? Because he's really just a crazy little thug guy. What is he going to be?
Yeah.
You know, what is his thing? And it was like, well, he just has to be just thug guy. And he was like, well, I ain't fucking with that.
Yeah.
And dipped off
from jump.
And that's what started off Michael B. Jordan's career. Funny enough, blessing, like him being that, left that career, got him a bigger blessing and put Michael B. Jordan, which is a blessing.
Yeah. We spoke about that in depth when we was doing Black Panther, but that showed how woke he was young in his career.
You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of people, we take what we can get. And I was just about to say that his first major booking after that was in 2003. So if we look at it, like that's about a 13 to 15 year
hiatus.
No, grind. I'm saying from 2003 to 2016. You know what I mean? Because 2016 is when he got like let's even say the 2013, because 2013, 2014 is where he got Jackie Robinson and shit. But Jackie Robinson wasn't even a huge movie. It was important for us, but it wasn't big. James Brown was okay, but really, like, you got to say Black Panther put him on to that degree, and that's 2016. Yeah. So this man been grinding, like, to be grinding that hard to finally get to your pinnacle and to find out you might not have that much time left. Nigga.
It's heartbreaking.
It's really crazy.
And then still go at it, chin up, and go at it.
And give you 4 more movies.
Not
4 or 5 more.
Buku.
Like I told you when I text you yesterday.
All type of material.
Dog, like that shit just really showed me that niggas ain't doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Like if that dude could shoot 4 movies, dog.
More than that.
Right, really. But I mean, just like doing that sheer amount of fucking work with that kind of diagnosis, niggas ain't got no excuse, dog. They ain't got no excuse. Niggas need to be doing way more hustling.
What you about to say, Mom?
I'm wondering. I know the only person I've ever known with colon cancer is my great grandma who passed from colon cancer. But how does it affect the body? Like, if you're doing so much, does it make it go faster? Like, does the diagnosis?
You mean putting stress on the body add to the?
Yes, I believe so.
I believe so.
Doing, like, because he has surgeries.
Listen, when he became Black Panther,
because that came out later that certain times they had to take breaks on production. So a lot of people had to keep this secret. You know what I mean? For him to, it wasn't like a straight shoot, and no one knew this in the press that they had to take breaks at times for him for the chemos and the surgeries, and that's very interesting.
Son, for this man to like have the weight of the world on his shoulders after becoming Black Panther, because he had what Sidney Poitier had when he did, when he won his first Oscar. It was the pressure, and I ain't saying that he didn't live up to pressure. I'm saying that kind of stress of being Black Panther and that kind of stress of working hard with that diagnosis, dog, did not help him in his health situation. You know what I'm saying? He put a lot in this for us. You know what I'm saying? He gave up his health for us. You know what I'm saying?
And off the dump, like they say, unless you catch it stupid early, that particular cancer is a death sentence.
Man, it's stage 3.
You know what I mean? You got to catch it like
Stage 1, stage 2 at the most.
You know what I'm saying? So
should have cut it out.
Like you just said, Joe, he knew. He just went in. You know what I mean? He just went hard. And like there's so many like I don't want like I love the fact he was all these other black heroes. We used to make that joke that Chadwick Boseman gonna play everybody. He was like Chadwick Boseman gonna play us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chadwick Boseman was the biopic warrior. You know what I'm saying? And we say this in jest, but for real because he murdered every time he did it. He the only because we did have I had a problem with him playing Thurgood Marshall being a dark skinned man, but he still killed it.
Nigga had a problem with it and still was like, but
he still killed it.
Yeah, you can't say nothing about his art.
You can't say that man was an actor's actor, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch all his interviews and shit. Like he was one of them cats in the game, like that was of the new regard that we would look up to. Like, yeah,
dog.
You feel me? So that one hurt. That one hit like Kobe. That one hit like Legend. That one hurt. Like for real. This some Christopher Reeve shit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what the future holds for first all condolences to that family because that man was married with kids. He was a very private person if you take that in because you don't know much about him when you think about it.
But he was definitely a family man. You know, from everything I've seen about his interview, he was a man of honor.
Man of honor. 10
toes down type of cat. You know what I'm saying? A believer, a fighter for just, equalist. And an all-around supporter of black people, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was black, bro.
He was blacker than black. He was
North
black.
Carolina, he was very particular about getting our stories out there.
He was our king.
Because to me, that's just so respectable to be a black artist. That's part of the black artist. It should be part of your credo, man. Like to tell those stories, to tell our stories, and make sure our stories are told the right way. And he was one of those people that was about that.
He did his job.
And I'ma always respect that shit, son. I'ma always respect that, son.
He was our king.
And and he's the face. Like, there's little kids forever gonna associate him with power, with royalty, with superhero. That's my Superman. Mm-hmm. To this day, like we saw it, son. So it's just, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know what the future holds for that character and any of that other shit, dog. But as the man goes, man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Watching the Five Bloods is gonna be a whole different experience. I tell you that.
Yeah. Well, he wrote that on Facebook, man. I started tearing up because I started thinking about it. Because I just started thinking about scenes where he's gone, but he's talking,
bro.
Like I love you, man. Like, oh man.
Watch the Five Bloods, y'all. And luckily, he has one more movie in the can. I was hoping he had more because sometimes actors die. And you gotta hit da. He has one. Everything else was in pre-production. He was supposed to be this black samurai, this true story, this black man that was a samurai.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
He didn't get to shoot that yet. That was in pre-production. Of course, Black Panther 2 was in pre-production. But the one thing that is done was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Denzel Washington, Viola Davis.
Yeah, August Wilson's.
August Wilson's Ma Rainey. So at least
he
he get to go out. You hear me? He get to go out with something because it's gonna be banging. Some acting shit.
That boy, he might get an Oscar up there with you, dig.
Something like that.
He get to go off on some actor shit, and he was working with Viola Davis and Denzel Washington. I mean,
who also paid for his fucking classes and education.
Still,
it's a huge tragedy. I took my hat off to Chadwick Boseman.
I tipped the hat.
I definitely take
all
that,
day, man. One of my heroes, indeed.
I don't have a hat, but I'm taking it off too.
Yes, indeed. There you go. Let's next part in the starter section, man. Jason Mitchell is gonna play Sean Bell in the Sean Bell biopic.
So they're giving him a shot, huh?
Man, he like, listen, dog, with all this black crimes going on and shit like that, my way into this bitch is to just make a movie about black people struggling.
Yep.
And that's gonna get my way out this sexual allegations, out this dope and coke I had in this car with this pistol, all that shit. Once they see me be Sean Bell, it's over for it. You hear me? I'm back in the game.
We spoke on this.
This is a hustler move.
We spoke on this when he first got in all his fire, and the question was asked, you think he could come back? Mm-hmm. And I said, man, with the way the game is set up, it'll be very hard to come back, but the way that you do it is he's going to have to get the right little independent film fire role. He got to kill that role, and it's going to be critically acclaimed. It's going to have to be something so undeniable that it just, but he has to wait a minute. And what did he do? The Sean Bell biopic. Bro, Sean Bell was one of the first cases I remember like really feeling when I found out about it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that was on his like wedding day, right?
Dude, yeah, son. And he got like 50 shots, man.
Yeah, 50 shots.
Over a phone, son, in New York. And that shit like set with me. I think I was in 03. You know what I mean? I just know that set with me, bro. And and from that point on, we have so many examples.
I went in 03, it was like 06, 07.
Whenever it was, it fucked with me, son. And I always felt like I felt like a movie would come at some point, but in a weird way, like
not from Jason Mitchell.
I'm not. Well, really, what's funny about that story is he been attached to this film for some years now. So he was technically attached to it before he got into his trouble, and he was supposed to play a cop in the film, but he recently was like, "Let me play Sean Bell," and they let him. And he's been hitting up the family every day to learn to. So he sees the opening that he's about to try to jump to save his motherfucking career. You heard me? And my only thing about it is. Not my only thing, but one of my things about it is we already saw the joint with Michael B. Jordan years ago. That was basically the same premise of us humanizing a black man up until the point of knowing that a cop gonna kill him. What's the difference here?
Is there a difference?
The only difference is this my way in the game like it was Michael's.
Like
this how I get my way back into the thing. That's the only difference. This is Jason's way to get back in the game. We about to watch another black person get murdered by the cops. We see that shit every day on social media, live in front. We already got a movie about it. This is just a hustle.
Because I say that's what did in Queen and Slim. Most people hated the ending because in our climate we just get tired of seeing ourselves get murdered by cops. And like I said, Oscar Grant, and the thing I will give them, if you're in Sean Bell's family, of course you want that man's story to be told and created.
Right,
so I understand why they're doing it. But I'm just saying from a business aspect on creativity is like, man, like, what's my selling point on wanting to see another black man gunned at the end of a movie?
And you know he gonna get gunned.
And there's 3 Sean Bell projects, I'm letting y'all know. There's 3 out there that they built, developing.
Honestly, dude, I got mixed feelings about the whole thing, really, dude. Like, on one end, like you just say, it is an important story that deserves to be told. You know, even if it is very similar to many stories, you know, it's still their story, and they can tell it. That's rightfully so.
Exactly.
But then on the opposite side of the coin, you know, I can't help but think about Jason Mitchell, and there's a piece of me that feels like it's just a desperate attempt to save your career by trying to pull at people's heartstrings and their fucking emotions. Like, it feels very emotionally manipulative in its way. If that makes sense. Yeah. And I don't like that. Also, AJ Mix, as a woman hearing that this guy's getting another chance, did you hear about like what Tiffany Boone said he was doing on the Shy and such?
No.
All right, so Jason Mitchell, like apparently he lost his opportunity on the Shy and his Netflix deal and his agent at the time and his management and his lawyer because all these allegations that were stemming from 2 seasons of him being on the Shy of sexually harassing Tiffany Boone as well as being like temperamental, like aggressive, tripping the fuck out and shit. And you know, then you link it to a bunch of he had other allegations of things throughout his career that just basically people cut bait with him. And like on one end, like what you saying, D, is like it seemed like he's just trying to get his career back. And when you say that, you make me wonder, like, is this too easy? Like, I don't want to stop a black man's coin, right? Especially one from New Orleans. Right. But on the other end of it, it's like, damn, son. But if you was really doing this fucked up things, like, do we just let you roll back in? Right.
Nope.
I guess the thing is, at least for me, from my perspective at least, is has he made amends? Has he like reflected on what he's done? And does he know what he's done is wrong? If he has and has admitted to himself and the people around him realize that, then I say yes, give him another chance. But if he hasn't, he's just trying to, you know, again, like make amends and, you know, save his career by doing this Jason Mitchell role. Sean Bell.
I totally agree with that, and like the only question I have is like, how do we even quantify whether he's, you know, how much he's, you know, made the amends?
Man, well, like I would say this. I think what she said is always right. Yeah. About if a motherfucker really pay their dues, make amends, seem like they under da-da-da-da-da.
But it takes a long time to do that, and if you're on that caliber, like, I don't know how long he has been. I
haven't seen him really ever do it yet.
And that's what I'm about to get to, Joe. Because the other thing that we spoke about when we first brought this up was he needs to take time and he needs to get into some rehab. He needs to get into some counseling. He needs to create some, like I said, I was saying,
really, like fast.
This is quick, so quick. Maybe he has been. We don't know what that man been doing. But the last thing, like Joe said, that we found out was he got arrested for coke and guns, drug and guns possession. So it's like, my G, like that was like just like a couple of months ago. It's just one of those things where we see, I like on one end, my facetious side is like, well, We see white men get away with the shit all the fucking time, so why not let the black dude get away with
Yeah.
it? But the other side of me is like, but shouldn't we want to be better? I don't want to always look at what fucked up white people do and make that the bar of what my fucking standard
that's giving
is.
white people a lot of power.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the same time, it's like,
I got mixed feelings.
I got mixed feelings, G, because I don't fuck with that sexual harassment shit.
Right.
And I told you from jump when this nigga, I felt like he threw his fucking career away because niggas like us that's still grinding, a nigga like me that's like really on the cusp trying to like, I see it like the glass ceiling trying to get in, and bitch, you just walked in that motherfucker, and then to me, from my angle, you didn't really appreciate it in the same way a motherfucker that would have happened. Because the thing is,
Right.
Jason Mitchell, he had like 1 or 2 years in the game, maybe 3 max, maybe 2 or 3 bookings, and then he got Eazy-E and Sword.
Yeah.
They got niggas like me and niggas beyond me that's been in the game 10 years, 15, you know what I mean? And don't get
Really
those
putting
opportunities.
hard work. And then,
From every angle, theater, film, TV, that's there. Get it in. So when I see anybody get to that degree, black, white, or blue, you feel me? And they just like you having fights in the bar when you supposed to be shooting King Kong. You body slamming women in clubs. You flipping out in airplanes. I'm like, gee. You know how hard it is to attain what you got, bro? I know I can never understand the stresses and the pressures and anxiety it must be to be famous. And I don't know, I can't walk in your shoes. But I'm saying just to take in some perspective on a bigger picture level, son, there's many actors that's not in half that bullshit that you be on, G. And I feel like when the way that he lost all that shit, son, that floored me as a motherfucker that's trying to attain it. Yeah. So it's like, to see that, damn, all you got to do is play a black nigga that got shot and all of a sudden your career back.
I don't like it.
It's just like, damn.
I don't like it. And you know, just to take a piece of what you said, dude, like they got dudes who really deserve to be in that position. And I'm gonna just say it flat, and this might be an oversimplistic way of saying it or thinking about it, but I just flat out don't like the fact that you got a second chance like that. I think it's too fucking quick. I don't think you deserve it, and I think it's not fair. I think it's whole shit. It seems really, really lame. It seems really free and unfair and undeserving.
This kind of goes
that
back.
that could be me. No, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the conversation we had earlier about how you're saying to get a degree in acting, you don't have to go to school or anything. Like, was he one of those people that did that?
Yeah, he didn't go to school for acting. You know, he did a couple of plays in New Orleans, got an agent. Then he did a couple of smaller
No,
things.
I won't even say he did any plays, my G. He went to some workshops,
He did a couple of plays.
What play?
He did a Chakula play with Ritual Murder.
Yeah, he did do Ritual Murder.
And he did, like, I think he did one more other play.
I did Ritual Murder, but not like, like you see, he got a coach.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and he got a coach and he got an agent. And then from there, like, he showed up one day at the audition call looking like Eazy-E and got that role.
But think about it. You say you did some workshops. Do those workshops even like teach you anything but like how to act?
It's the basics.
Yeah, it's not. Like,
I even went to one of the workshops. It's the basics.
It's not a formal acting curriculum.
And that's the thing too. No, but here go the thing. But after he got Eazy-E, he got an acting coach. He got the proper training from there. So. And he's a really good actor. He's a really good actor.
He has natural talent. He has natural talent.
I'm not
about his skill.
It's not the skill. I'm just talking about. I think
work.
I think when you're like that discipline, you don't get from doing acting in schools and stuff like that. I think that's, remember how we were like, we're not sure, like.
And then going from the schools to taking it to the professional level, and then having to grind outside of school, outside of a safety net, and that's all you really, you know what I mean?
Like really feeling that pressure.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a certain caliber, a certain character you develop by going into it as an acting like degree versus just going in like what he did. And
I'm not even gonna say just a degree. I want to piggyback up what you're saying. There's just a certain caliber of appreciation that comes when you've had to grind for it.
Yeah.
Whether you got the degree or not, because they got some people that didn't get a degree, but they still put like 10 years in. They still got trained in other places. They worked. Dues was paid. You feel me? So it was like they gonna get that and be like, man, look, what I had to fucking do.
Shit. Especially since you didn't go to the degree route.
Right.
Boy, it was a much harder route because I didn't have no like straight curriculum that put me in a place. I had to find this shit for out the mud.
Because a lot of
I had to trust in a bunch of skinchy ass niggas who don't know shit about acting and go to their classes and figure out which classes even is gonna work for me. I had to go do this and that and the third.
Because a lot of our friends without degrees have expressed to me that they don't have some of the confidence we be having, because we was able to get a lot of confidence by being in plays and doing things.
Well, what?
Because like I said, I had no insecurities about my acting ability. I had insecurity about the business. I didn't understand the business. I wish I was more prepared for that.
Yeah.
But when I got out, I'm like, let's act, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But they got mofos, like I said, that didn't get no degree that felt like, well, I don't even know if I can really even act because no one gave me any validation. So it can be harder for them that put it in. But as long as you put in that work, I'm going to respect you in a different way.
As long as you put your 10,000 hours in.
Now, he has put in, now I will say this. He's put in that work when you look at from Easy E on. Like, he didn't put in pre-work, the work that would make you appreciate that position, no. Now, I won't disrespect all the work he put in after getting on. It has been like a quick career, maybe 3 to 4 years, but it's still like that man been killing every role he been in. I won't hate on none of that, but I will agree with everything y'all said on the level of now. There's a certain thing that may have been missing on the grind up that just like some things in the head, some tools in the box that if you would have had it might have made him a little bit more equipped to not fuck it up in the manner that he did. And that just makes it so much more frustrating to see like, damn, on the horizon, you might get it back. Like, are you gonna learn from this? Have you learned from this for real? Cause they about to just give it back to you like they do the white men.
Yeah.
But last up in the starter section, man, R.Kelly was attacked in prison by a frustrated inmate.
That boy.
I'm surprised it's only just happening.
So
Let me tell you, son, that boy going through his own verses right now.
oh, you stupid.
We looking for 20 hits, Robert.
20 hits.
We want 20 hits, Robert. 20 of your best hits. Wop, keep it on the down low. You should have ducked, nigga.
So what happened?
His lawyer his lawyer confirmed that the client was attacked in prison by a fellow inmate.
You fuck with my little cousin, nigga? You thought I forgot about that?
Son, this what happened. So there's been a bunch of like protests outside of prison for people that still fans of him and shit.
Wow.
And the thing is, those protests or whatnot have gotten the jail be getting on lockdown at times. And when it's on lockdown, you know, you stuck. So the inmate got tired of the motherfucking lockdowns because of motherfucking R.Kelly. You're like, motherfucker, get these niggas out. Like, stop this.
Hey, real
shit.
talk, dog. Real talk, son. I ain't seen outside in 4 days. You hear me? I ain't be able to lift my weights, play my bones. R.Kelly, you better start singing. We're gonna do
No, I think they tired. They said the singers like we whoop your ass already. But now fuck your singing,
Yeah,
nigga.
they keep on getting locked down.
You hear me?
Pop.
So the nigga spazzed down there and had
Kelly like, damn, man, come on, fuck. It ain't my fault, fuck.
You shouldn't be in there in the first place, bitch.
As you get for touching little girls.
Yeah. fuck.
Specifically little black girls. Fuck
son.
you.
That's that
Take
jail,
that.
nigga.
Take that, nigga.
That is jail.
You get attacked.
You stopping our privileges from coming through?
Nigga.
Sorry,
Anyway.
bro. Anyway.
But that was the start session, y'all, man. So let's get into that ETOUFEE
Of the day.
Christ.
Jacob Blake.
Man,
Dude.
let me tell you, dog.
He's paraplegic now.
So
Might not be permanent. Hopefully not.
Bro, before we even delve into this story, son, it's something that we've said many times on the podcast before, to the point where I saw a meme that said it, and I was like, wow, we're not the only ones saying this, which is, the police, I probably have it saved somewhere on my phone, but the paraphrase is basically, the police must have some fucking nerve in a climate of all this shit going on to still be shooting black men. That says everything you need to know about the culture of police.
Yeah.
Like,
that's absolutely true.
We've said it before, though, because it's been flabbergasting me for a while. Every time we have a new one, I'm like, yo,
It's ingrained.
like, how many? A nigga just got killed. A nigga just got killed. A nigga just got killed. That lady just got killed. Like, bro, we still like we still reacted
We
to
ain't
that.
grieved off nobody yet, for real.
And y'all
Y'all
still
keep
shooting
adding
us.
bodies.
It's like a disease.
That's not
son.
intentional though. Oh, I'm saying that's intentional though. What
Yeah.
they're doing. That's at this point they're doing it because they know.
Yeah, like they're also
I
trying to make a
can't
point.
say
Like they're trying to make a point or something. Like they're trying to really
They-
tell us
they
we
keep showing
can
us.
do this.
Especially
Right.
what happened with Homeboy. Like they let him walk like past. Like
Same police.
Yeah, same police.
So no, we gonna get to the Kenosha killer, though. But I'm gonna start with Jacob Blake. So apparently, he was breaking up a fight
Between two white girls, huh?
between two people,
Yep.
and they try to like taser him and all this. He feel like, what are you fucking detaining me for? Fuck you, basically. He goes to his car
Where his kids are.
where his kids are and gets shot the fuck up because their taser wasn't working. So they shoot him in the back.
Hold his shirt and they shoot him.
7 times,
7
8 times,
times.
7 times in the back. And one remember me and Joe was talking about it, that we just was happy a motherfucker was alive, because usually that ain't the story.
That's
Right.
hard to survive.
What? I made a fucked up joke, but I was like, damn, they shooting us so much, we bulletproof. We getting bulletproof now. Like, damn. Like, like 7 times in the back. It's like, dude, we just had to get shot in the back. And we like,
I'm a 40 Glock.
there is no reason to shoot. If you're a trained police officer, there's no reason to shoot a man in the back. You know what I'm saying? But then you get into a level of, dog, it's a bunch of y'all there and y'all light his ass up in front of his fucking children. Like make it make sense.
Bro, they just gonna keep on doing it. They just keep on showing us like they gonna put it right in our face. Like y'all can do all this protesting, all this shit. We just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I totally agree with that. Like I feel like we've been saying that shit for the past fucking 3 years, son. And what's changed?
And what kills me is not only that is the audacity of they follow the same script. There was a knife in the car. Like, okay, now we're doing it. Let's demonize the victim. Like, dude, you would think.
Oh, the media plays the hardest part of like how they gonna tell how they gonna skip this shit.
What I'm saying is like when we were simpler as a people, as a culture, I understand how y'all could get away with it. We're sophisticated enough to call it and be like, this is what the media does. It's all over the internet. We all be saying this is what the media does. So I would think that the media and the people, the powers that be, will get smart.
No,
we're not going to do that because they think we're going to do that. No, they still do it.
Do you see the comment sections?
Oh.
Do you see the comment sections? That tells you everything.
And that's pause. And that's when we got to compare it to Kenosha killing.
Yes.
Because we look at the comment sections under the Kenosha killer, and you look at the comment sections under Jacob Blake, and Jacob Blake was shot in the back by cops. And this dude just shot 2 protesters because he felt like it. 17-year-old, not supposed to have a gun, wants to be a cop. And the defenses that they putting up for that little domestic terrorist, and the shit that they giving Jacob Blake.
And that's just not a couple of people, son. That's legions upon legions of people that feel like that. Didn't they just raise like
100K?
100K. A Christian, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Christian organization.
That ain't minority group of crazy people. That's like kind of a general sentiment, I think.
All right, so check this out.
I want to call it a general sentiment in a certain section of the country.
Yes.
So Jacob Blake, in the middle of the day with 2 officers who both had their guns on them, is getting shot in front of his kids, his old lady, and everybody around who's also videotaping. You know what I mean? Then you got Kenosha killer, I forgot his name, whatever.
Kyle Radaman or something?
Of course his name's Kyle.
It's some shit like
Kyle Ku Klux Klan.
Kyle Klux Klan.
Yeah, Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan. Kyle. Kenosha killer.
Kyle Rittenhouse something.
Okay, it's Kyle.
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse, you're right. Rittenhouse. There you go.
Yeah, that nigga sound like he part of like some kind of weird witchery. Like Rittenhouse.
Sounds like some Nazi shit.
What you saying, though, nigga?
But I would say, so he comes along, dog. His mother brings him from Antioch, Illinois, over to.
You saw his parents?
Yeah, they
crazy looking motherfuckers.
They some hard gun toting American patriots. They bring him over there, dog. He goes to protect property that's not his.
Business.
He has a whole AR-15. You know what I'm saying? With the no fingerprint gloves.
That's intentional.
And so he's sitting there with that bitch, and like, I don't get how. That's the part that's kind of fucking me. How did him and the fight start between the people where where he starts firing off shots? What's the story on that? Like, why did he fire the first shot?
Because he's a crazy person.
He just
So he's telling me he walked up and just shot somebody. That's what I want to know.
From what I heard, and I could be wrong, but I did read up on it, and I've been listening to people in the comment section. So I mean, like, don't take my word for it. But they said that someone fired the first shot, and I think it had to have been him because there was other protesters that came over and were trying to,
stop him.
And that's when he felt. I think they were saying he was trying to be self-defense or whatever. And he shot them out of self-defense.
That's fucking bullshit.
I could be wrong though, but that's what I heard.
I mean, I did hear, something similar. Basically, like there were a bunch of people just trying to reason around some kind of self-defense argument. But I'm like, everybody was trying to stop him.
He's the main one with a gun.
Yeah, like he's the armed one. So like, what the fuck? And rest in peace to that dude that tried to stop him.
There's 2 of them.
I forget his name just now, but he's an actual hero.
I told somebody, I said, boy, that's real crazy. He shot 2 white folks. Damn, that man must have really.
He let off the shots first. People tried to get the gun, and he shot them for trying to stop him.
Yeah.
So I wonder why he let off the shots. He really was like a little crazy deranged kid.
He's a kid.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that I keep.
No, he's a grown ass man.
Yep.
That's how I fucking feel. Because whenever our 17-year-olds be fucking doing some shit, they make us
They
men.
trying to
Khalid
help.
Browner was fucking 16 years old. Had that man in that bitch like, no, we want to play a grown ass domestic fucking terrorist. That's what the hell he is. Because I'm man, fuck him. Like this shit. It blows me because when you look at the amount of defenses, dog, the police chief was saying that if this motherfucker I have the video?
Did you see the police chief? Oh my god!
Play that
dog.
shit.
I could not. I literally. I was in disbelief. I was in complete disbelief, son.
Son,
It was so.
what this
fabricated.
nigga say, what this nigga fucking say, dog, I had to repeat it. I had to bring it back at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe it. You
I
couldn't
could
believe
not.
it.
I was in total shock that wait, this nigga. Am I hearing this correctly?
Like you giving it to niggas raw, son.
Citizens
Oh,
who have guns to come out and patrol. I had a person call me and say, why don't you deputize citizens who have guns to come out and patrol the city of Kenosha? And I'm like, oh hell no.
No, I don't know if this is what I'm looking for.
Nah, that's not what you're looking for.
This is now I'm looking for defending Kenosha because Tucker Carlson did one, and there's one in my offices. I think this the guy. This
it.
motherfucker.
Just look at him.
It was on Facebook PBS NewsHour. That's where I saw it.
Oh my God!
I could not believe
that
it,
press
dog.
conference.
Please
And-
be a video. If
and
I
like
find
he-
a video, it's gonna definitely go in a video portion of this on the FlyWithBats show. But oh my God, please be some weird ass ad.
And when I see this shit, it like continues to boggle my brain how white people in general just act like they don't know what the fuck we talking about.
Son.
That was the police chief.
Like,
Chief,
look
Police
at
Chief
this
Daniel
shit,
G.
man.
Miss. I'm about to just look it up on YouTube on some shit, son. But this I just gotta
Not
find it.
captain, not
'Cause
lieutenant.
that's the problem with the motherfucker because he's in a position of power, and that's what's really scary about a lot of these situations. The way that people in positions of power think.
Like doctors.
But then they also get to police themselves too.
Yeah.
Everybody involved was out after the curfew. I'm not going to make a great deal of that, but the point is the curfew's in place to protect. Had persons not been out involved in violation of that, perhaps the situation that unfolded would not have happened.
Oh my God.
The guy behind us.
Last night, a 17-year-old individual from Antioch, Illinois, was involved in the use of firearms to resolve whatever conflict was in place. The result
To
of it-
resolve.
But he was out past
conflict?
curfew.
He was
too.
Resolve.
He was involved in the use of firearm. He didn't shoot nobody, guys. He was involved in the use of
So wait,
firearm.
wait. He's out past curfew.
Hold up.
He's-
Oh, wait, I want to just get the end
That
of what he
is
said.
so infuriating, son.
Look,
was
the last thing he
the
said.
result of it was 2 people are dead.
He's saying, go ahead.
So listen, he's saying they're out past curfew, so they're out. Their death is on them. And the person who killed them, who was also out past curfew, who was also 17 underage, who was also not even from the same place, did the right thing.
Right.
Fuck
He didn't
this
implicitly
guy, son.
say that kid did the right thing. What he said was what Trump be saying. There's on both sides. There's truth on both. There's problems on both sides.
He don't say too much problem on the other
This
side. He said he was
motherfucker
there to
just said
resolve.
He was there trying to resolve
Resolve.
the conflict.
He was trying to resolve. That
fucking
makes him
places
innocent.
him in the
Innocent.
hero position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That puts
Yeah.
him in a place where he's trying to stop the bad things happening. You know what I'm saying? No, fuck no. Like, he was basically like on the fucking kid's side. Whether
Oh
he
no,
even
I
knew it or fucking not.
completely agree. You're
Like,
absolutely
that
right.
is such bullshit, and it's like that's the kind of language
And
that
it's
gets
coded
used
language.
in the media every single fucking day.
Yep.
Like, it is so subtle, but it's like
He
they
did
like
not-
really put these assholes in the positions that they want to put him in, even
Right.
if they're clearly fucking just serial killer. Like, you're just a killer, bro.
There's no way in the world that was a black 17-year-old kid
With an AR-15.
Somebody give me a nickel.
would a motherfucker go out of his way to not say that he shot and killed people and not say that he was wrong. There's no way in the world that could have happened for
And then
anyone.
cops just whistled and twirled their batons as he walked past.
And again, like y'all said, Jay Mix, you brought this up, and D, you brought this up. This is the same police department that killed Jacob Blake. I mean,
Did he?
that
Oh, shit, yeah.
shot up Jacob Blake, had him handcuffed to the hospital bed like a freaking criminal. and now he's freaking paralyzed because of their shitty ass policing. So this man's walking away from you, get shot in the back. This freaking domestic terrorist just get the doo-doo-doo. Chill.
Like it's almost satire.
Son.
Dog, but this happened in New Orleans as well. I mean, in Jefferson Parish. And like, it's like this climate of it all, dog. Like, it's just like these cops in every capacity is showing, dog. Stay strapped.
This is police culture, and we always talk about how culture shift takes, mad time.
Yeah.
This is just another one that's just probably just going to take mad time, because it's not a matter of practice. Like, it's really a matter of just culture, like just decades and decades and decades.
Yeah.
This is how we operate.
And and it goes to what you said earlier. I meant to put a marker right there. People underestimate when we look in those comment sections how many people are racist, are like, people just think, oh, we're in progressive modes, like, and it's like, no, son, there's a lot of towns filled with a lot of hateful people and backwoods people that vote. That dude, I saw some shit earlier. Some motherfucker was like, oh, the Black Panther died of ass cancer. That's what he gets because he's a Hollywood faggot. And I'm like,
backwoods bullshit.
Those Hollywood faggots be fucking each other in the ass, and that's how the Black Panther got ass cancer. So fuck him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
no,
but
absolutely not.
And they actually believe that.
I mean, but dog, you talking about people who ancestors and grandparents watch lynchings for barbecues, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
picnics.
right.
You know what I mean? I don't expect no fucking empathy, sympathy, or any kind of thief from any of these motherfuckers.
Y'all, and yes. And also just to go off of what you said, dog, like, I preach this shit all the time. We gotta fucking remember that this country only has a few major cities. Most of America is small fucking towns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like most of the states, like
that's why we know most of the major cities' names.
Yeah, they're like bigger cities, but like most of the country is just backwoods, podunk, fucking white country BS
that connects the big cities together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like big city, small town, small town, small town, small town, big city, small town, small town, small town, small town, big city, small. It's like
every state got a big city, and 100 small towns around that big city.
That's a fucking wave of motherfuckers that feel like this
at varying degrees.
Yeah,
and even in those big cities, they got motherfuckers that feel like this.
Because they may be exactly. There's some towns that might be progressive. There's some cities that aren't progressive. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of motherfuckers that feel. And when you get in the internet and see them really behind closed doors, behind these masks, behind these fake ass names, see what they really feel. And then you gonna sit here and tell me in my face that, oh no, we gave you a black president, racism's gone. I'm like,
wow.
Black lives, it's not about Black lives matter, about all lives matter. It's like, my nigga, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there's so much evidence, Tommy Lawrence and all you people, Trump and all you motherfuckers. I can't even name one. There's so many of you. I'll be like, yo, like, even if you're just getting money off of this shit, you should look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what, get money off. This shit's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all getting money off black pain, or black terror, or black trauma. That's what's happening every rip. We don't get a chance to grieve off shit. Whether it's a motherfucker from colon cancer or whether it's a motherfucking shot in the streets, dog. No matter what, we got to worry about, like, damn. Like, under any normal circumstance in the world, the biggest thing would be, damn, dog. Superman died. The black Superman died. Let's all come together and it could be a healthy thing. But all of us is like, damn, another one of us gone. And it's like shit because we keep getting gotten one way or another in a country that we're one of the minorities. How to make that shit make sense? But then these motherfuckers go, oh no, they just making up the black card. Oh no, they just riding the wave. Oh no, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Motherfucker, we made y'all bootstraps. So don't tell me no fuck shit. So like, it boggles me. It all boggles me,
Yeah.
G. Flabbergasted isn't the word, dog. I go through waves of like this high level of giving a fuck to like just sincere apathy because niggas getting numb as fuck to getting re-revved up because you get so numb to the fact that you look like, damn, I can't get no more number. Now I gotta go back to being mad. It happens that much. That's the word. I got a flash now because I don't even know what to do with my emotions anymore.
You're disgusted.
Niggas beyond that.
You're exhausted.
Nigga. If we could just put it all in a gumbo of disgusted, exhausted, frustrated, traumatized, triggered,
flustered, fucked with.
And none of us asked for none of this shit, nigga. Somebody shared a meme earlier and it pissed me off, but it still had merit of it's like she was saying, like, man, like, makes you wonder like what made white people first hate us and fuck with us, even the Native Americans. Like, you know what I mean? Of course we get into the levels of fear, which you don't understand, hate, ignorance, all that. But when you see how it's been trepidated for so long, it's like damn, white folk,
what the fuck? we ain't never came back y'all like y'all thought we would ever would, and y'all still come at us with the fuck
because
shit.
Because that's what the meme said. The meme said we didn't done this, we done done that, and the last stuff it was like we've even forgiven you, we've even prayed for you, we've done all these things, you still fucking us. And like the meme has merit, I can say it now, but when I read the meme I just got mad, like, don't be asking the white people for this. I just got mad even reading the meme. I was like, man, fuck them. Like, and of course we often have to always give the caveat, not all white people, but y'all know the fuck we talking about.
But it's a question that you do ask, even if you don't ask publicly, you do ask internally, why? What is this hate in your heart for real? Like, not saying I won't kill you because of it, but it's like, why, dog? What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, when you don't have those answers, people come with all type of thoughts like white people are the devil, or white people don't have no souls, or white people hate us because, like, you know what I'm saying, like we're the chosen people or some shit, like, you know what I mean?
And they come with all these things, and it's all that's hope. And it's like at the end of the day, like it's a section. And it's a section that's, like you said, disease that's poisoned in a way, and this poison just keeps getting refacilitated. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of great white people that we all know that aren't fucked like this. But the thing that we all know about each one of them is this: they still have some shit in them because they come up in this white racist fucking country. So even if they're the best of the best, you got some cousin that's fucked up, you got some uncle that's fucked up. There's not too many degrees of separation that your white ass could find that's so far off for you to find one of your fucked up people, and that's a problem as well. The fact that you almost the anomalies, even if it's thousands of you. You're thousands of anomalies by comparison to many of your relatives, and that's what gets frustrating for us because then you come and try to blame us for your racism.
Yep.
Right.
I Heart Erica. This is I want to just put out this quote. She posted something that L. Jones had put on her, I believe it was her Twitter, but she said, "If Black people epigenetically inherit trauma from slavery from our ancestors, what do the descendants of overseers and slave owners inherit?" So basically she's saying, you know, Black people, we have racial trauma that is passed down our entire life. Like, you know, generations have generations. So we have that trauma. What are our white counterparts inheriting?
Racial superiority?
Entitlement, for sure.
That is a bar among bars.
Yeah.
Which with you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, when you think about it, that's exactly what y'all were saying. Like, they have a little bit of that in them, whether they want to realize it or not.
Because we all got unconscious shit that's been stuck with us, whether it's through conditioning, whether it's through the DNA aspect of, like, you know what I mean, within the power dynamics that we don't even always notice. And when you bring that into it, of like those same power dynamics is still in some of y'all unconsciouses, which is why y'all be uncomfortable in ways that y'all can't even understand sometimes regarding certain things regarding blackness.
And that's what I wanted to say in response to when Joe said, you know, when people ask, you know, why do they hate us? I think some of what we're talking about now is very much a part of that. And I think it's that maybe they don't necessarily hate us, but they hate us because in order to accept us, they have to give up some of that fucking power.
It's give up the power as well as look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they hate that. So they lash out at us because we're the most vocal about it.
Uh-huh.
You know?
That, like, those two, bro. Because imagine not only having a super succeed power, but actually have to admit, damn, we was really fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then we just finished talking about that, like, motherfuckers, like, it is hard people to take their fucking L's.
To admit any wrong.
This is a super L. This is a human history L. You know? And
a lot of them feel like they've already paid for it, or like that we just want. They got all these things they tell themselves. But when you go from the perspective of, but y'all got some, like, y'all not even educated on the unconscious shit that y'all have within you. There's still a lot of you that think privilege is a myth. And that's just the beginning of all the problems of racism. Some of y'all don't even understand what systemic racism even is. Right. You know what I mean? There's so many things that y'all won't even admit is real before we can even crack the real shit to get y'all cured.
That'd be frustrating for me. It's like y'all won't even fucking look at the elephants that be in a fucking room. Y'all just I don't know what about.
I'm sorry. I'll also say that I put this on my Facebook the other day. It may have been yesterday actually, but I said there's white allies out here that are still unwilling to give up their white privilege when that time comes, because that all means like reparations. Are they willing to get rid of like, let's say they're in a cushion job right now, and this is the time we got persons of color that are qualified for this job, and this is their chance to give up their job and let someone else of color or BIPOC, whoever, take their spot. They're not going to want that. They're not going to want to do that. And that's
part of it.
That's the fact, and that is part of it.
You know what I'm saying? And it comes down to like, you know, you can love our culture all you want. It might be like, what's that mean was on there? They might like particular ones of us. They might like you. They might like to fuck you, what have you. But when it's really time to sacrifice, what you about? And that's gonna be case by case, I guess.
That's like the dude. Like, I feel like we're having the exact same conversations over and over again.
Because the same shit keep happening over and over again in the different clothes, but it be the same motherfucker under them.
Yeah. Like just in particular, just that notion of you know, you can know the game, but you know, do you have the application though? Mm-hmm. You know, and like J Mix said, you know, like there's like a lot of white allies that, you know, talk that talk, but when it comes time to, you know, actually, you know, put some shit down, like for real, once time they fold, you know, application is hard.
I mean, but again, the application is hard, but I need them to be educated before they can even, because sometimes they're not even, like, this concept that we just said, if we're just talking about this, they're not talking about it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them just found out about sundown towns because the fucking Lovecraft Country show. And I'm like, y'all don't get taught y'all history.
Y'all, what sundown towns? What?
And they still exist, by the way.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't you drive it through the night?
Son, this is a very black experience. I need y'all to know, white people, that to this fucking day, black people have anxiety when we're going through certain towns on road trips. To this day, there's certain exits. In 2020,
think about
we're like, I'm not trying to do that exit.
They trying to go through Mississippi at night.
What?
You feel me?
Why is that a thing?
So the fact that, oh my God, sundown. It's like when the Watchmen show dropped, they just found out about Tulsa, and I'm like, wow. When when Lovecraft Country dropped, they just found out about sundown towns. I'm like, whoa. And so when I look at this, I'm like, so y'all have the nerve to tell me about my black card, about my place in America, and what I need to do, and what type of black person I need to be, and you don't even know who the fuck you are?
Some of that shit be kind of fugazi to me too, yeah, dog. Like, I feel like some of you bitches be fucking knowing, but y'all just be playing stupid.
I be feeling like they don't be knowing something because their grandparents didn't want to say the bad shit.
I also agree with that, but I just feel like some of that is just them trying to, well, just some.
And some of them could be, bro.
They're just trying to.
Man, most of them. Listen.
I throw it all into the pot, bro.
Yeah.
It was very easy back then to hide that kind of stuff. Now you can't do that nearly as much. But even then, the algorithms will make it so that it's still hidden from them. So that's why they're not having these conversations.
Bro, it's in their textbooks. Yeah. It's in their textbooks. They have white Egyptians in their textbooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in their whole pool of water what they drink from every day. And white supremacy. They drink from this white supremacy every day, and it's in their everyday lives, son. Talking about escaping in education, they have talking about miseducation, dog. We had to learn about ourselves and be educated after we were miseducated. These motherfuckers got to change their whole culture because they're in everything that they ever see.
You just made me think of something on some real shit. Like, they are empowered by their miseducation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are fucked by ours, and they in turn are empowered by the more ignorant and the less that they really know,
because
the more they can.
That their miseducation is education.
Yeah. Right. But their miseducation is really their power, son.
Yeah, because I mean, when you grow up thinking that
because more of them than us.
Yeah, like they fucking grew up
in this country.
And,
here.
And like still grow up thinking that their race is the ones that have done everything. They've found everything. They've discovered everything. They've been everywhere, done all the fucking.
All the superheroes. All the superheroes look like them.
Right. Even in the maps, your country, the most countries that are white look bigger than the other countries that have people of color.
Oh yeah, Africa has been
drawn small on purpose. Ain't that some shit?
The Netherlands be looking bigger than Africa. Netherlands.
Y'all purposely drew Africa smaller just to fucking keep white supremacy going. What you saying, my nigga? Europe and America got to look good.
Dude, even the fucking map, like, modern era, they used to have the fucking center of the map based from Europe.
Damn, didn't know that was in the center. Let's go.
Yeah, like they used to base everything out of fucking Europe, and
so
Africa was very fucking small. And really, there's this fucking thing where the map, as we know it, is really flipped upside fucking down on some shit.
Yep.
Like all of that, like goes into how they've been able to like self validate themselves for fucking
centuries.
You
got centuries.
They will only let
work.
themselves compete against themselves, so no one else could even compete. And once you motherfucker did like Jesse Owens, then that's when shit start cracking and things start getting crazy.
But even bigger than all that, my nigga.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying when you talk about, we have all this trauma that we have accumulated from those same centuries, and they have all that empowerment, entitlement, lies, just all that, and hatred and fear. That they don't, that even the best of them can't even always. Well, the fear breeded it all.
It's root, yes, that's the root. For sure. Fear.
It's just trippy to understand, because like we're just finding out in our modern times. Like I said, as a society, we get even more sophisticated, even though we get stupid. We're just realizing our modern time stuff, like things being tracked in the DNA, things that we have to unlearn. Things like there's so many things that we're still learning about how we're dealing as Black Americans, because I often say we're the lost children of history. We're the only ones like us disconnected and mixed up the way that we are. Yeah. So like we're still figuring so much out in our young existence.
You kind of see why them niggas think we're the children of Israel.
Dude, so when you throw all that into the pot of like us still figuring that out and then take it in, they don't even know how much they need to figure out and unlearn. They don't even know the size.
They don't know. They don't know.
Son, they're not even taught it, and it's just becoming apparent.
But they're privileged enough to not have to worry about that. They're in a comfortable spot. They're like, oh,
the 60%.
Right.
You know what's funny about America, dog? You know what's funny about America? White folks make this country weak. You know what I'm saying? We are a young country, dog. And there's countries like you know what I'm saying, who have some strong backbones of people in their countries, dog. You know what I'm saying? Even with the poorest, because Black folks in every country is getting treated fucked up.
Sure are.
Wait, hold on. Let me clean you up just this one part. I won't say specifically that white folks make this country weak, but white people are the reason why we aren't what we could and should be.
Amen.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we weak. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want no Nick Cannon shit happening, bitch.
Well, I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no Nick Cannon money. Who gonna come get me? You know what I'm saying?
Talk your shit, bro. Talk your shit.
Listen, dog, because, son, as fucking, they are the majority of the country, son, and they majority of what other countries see, son. Besides the negative shit they see about us, we see majority of white folks doing dumb shit all the time, wilding all the time, fucking lazy as fuck, fat as fuck. You know what I'm saying? All this,
and they see those same white people in power sell us to be our worst images.
Oh yeah, of course, dog. Of course they're gonna listen. If they looking that fucked up, they gotta sell us to look like we are fucking animals, like we are beasts.
I just want to throw that on there, but continue.
But other countries look at us, dog, and they really like we like the representative that white folks put out there. We are fucking sad, son. And for us to have that much privilege as a country to look down on other countries who have been doing this shit way longer than we ever have. Countries getting over COVID, been 2 months ago was done with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Walking around no mask, living freely. We still can't get over it because we gotta have parties in fucking Maui and shit, and fucking go to fucking Florida and the Key. You know what I'm saying? And all this dumb shit.
Because we're way too free.
We too fuck, and it's like we're so free that like, but the privilege of it, it's like that we own this freedom. Like God gave us this freedom. God gave us something and Christian ideology does have a strong part to play into this white superiority, because they feel like God has given them the freedom to be superior, and they're the only ones that took the chance upon it.
But everyone, that's the thing. Anyone can be, well, at least everybody in this country can be free, but not everybody knows how to use their freedom correctly. You know?
I feel like everybody can't be free when you got litigations against motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers can't vote. Like, you become a felon, now you can't vote and shit like that. Most Black people be felons. I feel like it's hard for us. It ain't never really free for us. They got so much shit set up for us in this relay race. But
the only time Black people get close to freedom is when we get rich. And that's why we
financial freedom.
And that's why we be so obsessed with financial freedom to the point that we will chase money till we die, to our worst detriment, to our worst health. We will chase money. We will fucking like be obsessed with it. We will worship it, because like that's the closest that we've ever been seen, or that we ever have seen or been marketed to see what freedom could be. You feel me? Like even when we talk about like Will and Jada's kids, they'll look at free Black kids. Why are they free? Because they got fucking money. You know what I mean? Like when you look at any time that because money gives you access gives you power. You know what I'm saying? So it's like exactly what you said. You know what I mean? Same thing. You know what I mean? So, and it's so unfortunate that we worship it, because the setup in the system is that they put a large part of us so far down, even though we have a strengthening black middle class and there is a rising black upper class. Don't get it twisted, but we cannot pretend like the system still isn't created to keep a large amount of people that look like us in this country where we're a minority in this position. You know what I mean? To be shat on, to not receive the same opportunities and the same fair shake to be all that they can be with their fucking bootstraps. Yeah. So it gets really frustrating when we take it back to even the Kenosha killer. When you look at this country, Trayvon wasn't even how old was Trayvon?
What, 16?
14.
He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Trayvon didn't make it to 17. What about the little boy, Tamir Rice?
Like 11?
He was 12.
You know what I mean? Like, how many black kids have we seen them not defend? You want to tell me all lives matter, motherfucker? I ain't seen half you white people in these comments defend none of these black kids when they got shot in the manner that you're defending this 17-year-old kid. Oh, he's 17. And you said this earlier, like without saying it, D, about the level of there's these growing feelings that it's like what we said about how when the Me Too movement popped off, right? So many motherfuckers were getting got that there's this not hate, but this resentment that started happening amongst certain men because they're like, oh man, all them out to get us. So when that resentment begins, then if a woman slips in any way, there's gonna be cheering by some people because finally, because they in their mind have made it us versus them instead of realizing what the real problem is. It happens again when you look at, like, you know what I mean, when we take some of these monuments down, take some of these white people out. So then there's some certain white people that get in that regard of, man, these black people keep on changing the way shit is, or these social justice warriors, or these progressive, whatever the fuck they want to name it. You know what I mean? And then so with anything happens that they can get a win, they're like, oh, we gonna jump on that. And that's what Kenosha killer feels like. Oh, some people hate the protests are happening. Some people hate that any progress is happening. And so in all their hate, they're not saying it out loud for sure, but when they can hear some shit of, oh, some protesters got shot, I've been wanting to shoot a protester forever. Correct. You know what I mean? We had a little bit of it when that dude killed them cops, and a lot of black people was like, well, yeah, are you really surprised that somebody killing cops?
No, we definitely had that.
You know what I mean? And it's the same one on the inverse with this white boy. It's this inverse with the racist people. They don't want to claim racist, but they racist to try to defend this 17. And they kill you. Can kill two white people, but regardless, he don't care what it was. He would have killed black. He would have killed whoever because he was armed with a gun and on one.
You know, dog, white folks really hate to look at their own crime because the thing is, like,
I just want to say the hypocrisy just fucks with me. What you saying, son?
Like with this white on white crime, you dig? Like, white folks really hate to look at their own stuff in the mirror of the white on white crime that they create. Because if they did, they'll see like, damn, we all a bunch of fucked up people.
That have been, at least all the American wars have been white on white crimes. Because I work for one of them. The thing is, they glorify war. They glorify the war. I mean, World War II Museum. I walk through there. There's so many stories of all the different, World War II veterans everywhere that people can be reading or whatnot, but no, people are so fixated by the guns that are displayed there. They're over there looking, and they're looking at like the equipment. I'm like, this is dumb. And they're mostly white. They're white people, first off. Not black people. There's not many black people that go through that anyway.
Because we got fucked.
But
we got fucked by both wars.
If you think about it in the grand scheme of things, like there's a fascination, I need a better word for that. A fetishism.
Yeah.
War, guns, and just like having some sort of war situation. Like anytime that
we're the cowboy country.
Yes.
We love being the cowboys.
Yeah, but like even you think about, I don't know why Game of Thrones comes to my head, but like there was a lot of war and like fighting in that. I mean, I love Game of Thrones, but like there's still like there's this essence of
conquer.
Yeah, like some sort of battle. The battles are like that's where they get excited, and that's where. I don't know how to really describe it. It's something that I can't necessarily empathize with, but I see it happen all the time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I see white folks when they talk about war, they love that shit.
Their eyes light up.
Yeah, it's like it's a joy. It's like, you remember this battle? 1,400 men died here this day.
And they know it to the number.
Right here, you got shot with the mullet right in the chest. Died 2.6 seconds afterwards.
I think it comes with specifically white America's obsession with patriotism and Americana.
Mm-hmm.
You feel
the
me?
propaganda of it all.
And like they get off to being the hero, and because the thing is, everybody that's doing the war feel like they're the good guy, so they get off to being the one that we went to battle and we won because we're the good guys, we're greater, and we're like this and that. And at the end of and like you said, the propaganda through the movies and stuff too, and they don't understand that that's craziness. And us as black people, we don't identify as much because most of our history was almost being forced into these wars. Like we wasn't the ones in power wanting these wars to pop off. We had to go.
We only got every war we ever got in, dog. We only got in that bitch in hopes that we would come home and they would treat us with some fucking honor and respect.
Hopes. And it
you
never
know what I'm
happened.
saying? It never happened in that one fucking war, dog.
So we will not have those same
and we was
connections.
the best in every war. World War I, we got like most of our platoon came back home with the Tuskegee Airmen. World War II, we was the best with those motherfuckers, dog, especially in the water with World War II. With the Vietnam War, most of black folks came back home uninjured. You know what I'm saying?
That was also because they weren't the ones, like, here's the thing, especially I know World War II, only because World War II Museum. They didn't let them in, like, they didn't put them in those positions where they could get killed nearly as much as their white counterparts. They wanted the white folks to get the glory, the honor, of being, for whatever reason. But like,
but when they put them niggas in though, them brothers shine.
Yeah,
they shine like
the
a motherfucker.
ones that did.
It was very few though. You're right. It was very few.
So I want to shift gears a bit. Like, are you gonna talk about this? Probably some in the sports section about how the NBA, like the different boycotts has been happening regarding because of Jacob Blake and whatnot. And there's one person brought up something. She was talking about Hollywood should boycott in the same manner, and I just want to speak to this because I see where she's coming from, but I feel for black people that's not smart.
We tell our stories and make our art to get us through this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even just that point, Joe. I'm saying as black people in the arts, specifically Hollywood, we are just getting afforded certain opportunities regarding the diversity shit and all these things that's happening for black people. For us to now decide to boycott and relinquish the power that we just barely got the reins of, that doesn't help the cause. Mm-hmm. The cause is help by getting more of our faces in these places of media and in these places of power. If anything, the white people need to be the ones to sit out Hollywood.
For real. For real.
That goes with anything predominantly white, anything though. There's so many people, the little bit of persons of color that they got in each of these little institutions or whatever, it's so easy to say, to boycott it, to think that you're doing something, but like, you need to be there so that people see, let's say there's one other person, like let's say there's a visitor or whatever, they need to see that you're there in order for them to be inspired to stay there themselves. Right. And I mean, if we are trying to reverse the system or, change the system, dismantle, whatever, like you have to remember that. And it's hard, but you got to think about it. If you're going, like if you decide to keep pushing forward, what are they going to do? How is that predominantly white institution going to make it seem that you're doing anything wrong? Like they can't sue you over you wanting to have more rights for yourself. You think about it, But you still need some of them to catch that fire in the fodder. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just keep on burning ourselves. No, some of you motherfuckers, you call yourselves allies. Well, ally. But
I also think with the Hollywood thing, son, like. Yeah, it's definitely not the best course of action for them to boycott because Hollywood and just movies and the media, like that's a very powerful tool to move people in the first place. Exactly. If you take that weapon away, basically it's like, damn it, you fighting with your arm behind your fucking back. Representation matters. Yeah, that shit really.
I'm about to say.
We're just getting it for real.
I'm what you say, Armando. We are small numbers in this Hollywood game, but in this Negro Basketball Association.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I say. That's a big difference. Right. It's buku niggas in NBA,
bro. They have all the power.
Right, so that's why when they boycott, it's like, they go to NBA. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Black folks boycott Hollywood. It's like, that's why. I guess won't be no more BET. Right.
No. All we gonna have is fucking BET.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Replay Baby Boy. They must want to see Baby Boy again.
You know what I mean? Like if we're just getting on the ABCs and the Lifetimes and the CBSs and the NBCs and the whatever fucking station and the Stars and the Showtimes, HBO is filled with black stories now. We're finally getting these places. We talked about Chadwick Boseman being a hero of representation and what Black Panther did. That's like saying no, all that type shit. Stop doing it. Because black people get killed in the streets, nigga. We will never work again. Right. We will never see any more black media because we gonna get killed every fucking month. Yep. That's why it's our job to burn ourselves in the arena.
Black folks decided that we're not gonna make 2 of their movies this year. Out of 100 movies about to make this year, the 2 that we were gonna make them black, they said don't want them.
Come on, man.
So we're gonna replace them with maybe a Hispanic movie.
And did y'all hear about this goofy lady who said that the cops are smart to target her adopted black son?
So is it adopted or is mixed? I don't know because he said the boy was mixed. They say he adopted. I don't know. All I know is what any of that shit.
It don't even matter. You have a black son and your ass sitting up here saying
it's cool for the cops to target your son.
You have to fucking relinquish custody of that fucking child
immediately.
You're
saying, hey, check my son. He's a threat.
In the fucking current climate of all that type of shit too, you gonna say that on a public fucking stage? Lady, fuck you.
Yeah, she gotta up that child.
This lady said, "I recognize that I'm going to have to have a different conversation with Drew than I do with my brown-haired, little Irish, very, very pale-skinned white sons as they grow up. Right now, that was a very specific description. Fuck. Right now, Jude is an adorable, perpetually tan-looking little brown boy. But one day he's going to grow up and he's going to be a tall, probably sort of large, intimidating-looking, maybe brown man.
God. Oh my gosh!
And my other boys are probably going to look like nerdy little white guys.
Oh my God, lady.
Statistically, I look at our prison population and I see that there is a disproportionately high number of African-American males in our prison population for crimes, particularly for violent crimes.
Niggas a beast.
So statistically, when a police officer sees a brown man like my Jude walking down the road, as opposed to my white nerdy kids, my white nerdy men walking down the road, because of the statistics that he knows in his head, that these police officers know in their head, they're going to know that statistically, my brown son is more likely to commit a violent offense over my white sons.
I know you are.
So the fact that in his head he would be more careful around my brown son than my white son, that doesn't actually make me angry. It makes that police officer smart because of statistics.
But white people love statistics. Huh?
They do, boy.
They love receipts. They love anything
with numbers.
Yeah, they love receipts.
She just said she's.
But it's the receipts that they love, because the other receipts behind why black folks are in prison is a whole bunch of shit they didn't want to take account for.
She clearly did not watch 13.
Fuck. She ain't watching First 48. She ain't watching none of that shit. She ain't even watching 60 Days in Jail. All right? Like, she ain't got no real understanding of what is it. Most people that say shit like that don't understand anything about jail, anything about life in that kind of realm.
If stats can be manipulated easily, but it's not even just the stats being manipulated. It's not even just what you're saying about the context of the stats and everything that goes into everything. That all that shit true, too. It's what you first said from jump of she need to relinquish her mothership.
Yeah.
Because my nigga.
What kind of mother would even put their child in that kind of shit like
you
that?
You just said I'm a shit ass mama because you basically said most likely my kid is going to be violent. Why are they going to be violent? What kind of motherhood? What kind of mother are you? You're also saying because he's black, he's going to most likely be violent. And you are already racist. Like, there's so much wrong with what you said.
He's probably going to grow up to be a big black man.
He the stereotype of the big black man. Right. And then my kid's going to most likely be little nerdy little white weaklings. Right. And that's why they're going to be safer for you to have to deal with cops. But my big black son, oh yeah, because statistics show that I want to.
And I don't know when or where or why, but my parenting won't even matter anymore. And something that's in him that's black is gonna make him want to commit a crime.
And like
she should not. Someone should take that fucking kid away.
Right now. And dude, like I'm always preach, dog. If it's one, it's a fucking million, son.
Yep.
It ain't just her. It's a lot of them.
Dog, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of hand claps at that forum she spoke at.
Normal, like that's their fucking normal way of thinking, son.
I was like, yep. Like Brian Urlacher.
And
we'll
it's
get to that
not
in a second.
racist to them. It's not even racist. It's just a matter.
It's the way of life.
Their definition of racism or racist is different than our definition.
Mm-hmm. It's just the way.
I can't even I don't got nothing more to say on that one. Like
there really isn't much to say. We know, at least we know how dumb it sounds.
I mean,
and that she has a lot of self-reflection that she needs to have if she's gonna keep that child, her tan.
CPS.
But my
CPS.
Please, because my frustrating J-Mix is the fact that only motherfuckers like us understand it, but the motherfuckers that need to understand it don't. And that little black kid is being raised.
And I'm scared for him.
I'm so afraid for that kid. And it's like you said, there's gonna be a bunch of kids like that right now being raised by clueless white people that don't realize the damage that they're doing to them because they're so fucking clueless and inequipped on anything black. It's like I've never felt this way before about white people adopting black kids, but that shit scares me now.
Nah, son, nah. You saw how the white folks kidnapped the other black kid, and then with the story we talked about in our last podcast. But with this shit, dog, of course, son.
And not just any white people, like rich, affluent, right-wing white people adopting black babies scares me now.
Yeah,
all white people that adopt black children scare me. Like, I feel like y'all need to be briefed extremely. Why you don't adopt no white children? Why you don't want to adopt? Why you want to adopt black children? You need to be briefed. You need to be briefed.
I'm not gonna hate on you,
especially in America.
I'm not gonna hate on you for being white and then deciding that you want to adopt a black kid. I will hate on you if your intentions aren't pure about it.
Pure. That's why you gotta be briefed.
And also, and even if your intentions are pure in your mind, I need to get an interview with you to see what you think is a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I gotta ask you some questions.
But that's the thing. I want.
What kind of toys will the child play with?
I need black people to be interviewing these white people.
Yep.
I don't need the white CPS people in their town to be the ones to give them their interviews and to be able to discern if they are fit to take care of black children. Because that right there in an instance made me and all of us go like, you should not be taking care of black kids, especially a little boy.
Right. Real talk. I don't think you should be fit for no mother to take care of children.
Nigga.
But especially black children.
Because whatever you're brainwashing your little white kids is really gonna fuck us up too. So yeah, you're
listen.
Just a bad.
Listen, if he gets angry, call the police on your brother.
Nigga,
okay?
If he gets angry, call the police. Last up, man, we're gonna end this. You know what?
Yeah, can we?
We're gonna end this ETOUFEE today on this one. It's just peeping the hypocrisies, bro. Because like it frustrates me at times that how it's like the term hotep is like the term feminist. The term woke has gotten so far away from what it originally was supposed to be. But the true definition of that, where its roots was, no, get educated, peep this shit out, get out of the programming. You know what I mean? Like there's all these conditions, all this shit that they try to tell you is the right way, but no, peep what the machinations and the puppet strings are. And us as black kids, a lot of times are educated by whether our grandparents, our mom, our daddy of this event. This time, if there are any white people out there listening, I need y'all to take that in. Because I feel like we get all this about, oh man, the white man this and the system that and this and that, and they just get to lolly along in their privilege and not take in. You know what, white people? You were fucked up and conditioned wrongly. A lot of things that you think is matter of fact and normal, nigga, it should not be normal. It's not fucking normal. You're like, you need to step out of that bounds. And I don't think that is told to a lot of you motherfuckers enough. Yeah. I don't think it's said enough at all. Because again, that whole idea that the pain and trauma is passed through the DNA, well, in a way, no human being should be raised to hate. So you guys were traumatized too in the manner of being raised to hate us. So that's a trauma you motherfuckers need to work on. I don't think enough of you are even aware of it being existing. So I'm gonna just throw that out there to end this bitch.
Eat that bitch.
Let's get into that. Those are NoLa Murica.
Do what you gotta do to survive in these hard times. You better keep a strap on your lap when it's wartime. I come from the city where the skinny niggas die, but I might be your father, so I gotta stay alive. That's why I spit more fire than the semi-45. Growing up in the jungle turned me to a warrior. Now I spit it better than Biggie, Jigga, and Nas. No disrespect, it's just my competitive drive. Crank the engine, I'm on the road to riches. Baku finish, I'm smoking O's and spinach. Bro, look what you started, I gotta kill it. I just hope you come and pay my bond when I finish. Even the judge told me that my bars are convicted, cause I get these rappers to death row with every sentence. I hope you lame niggas stop frontin' for these bitches, cause you ain't really ballin', lil' daddy, you penny pinching. And I ain't saying I got a little homie, but I be grinding. Yeah, it's gonna take some patience, I know it's all in the timing. My mama gave bird in the sky, her sun shining. I'm a Kimberlite pipe.
I just want to talk about Master P for a little while.
Man, listen, let me tell you something, son. I ain't about to speak on Master P too much, because you hear me, because that's Master P. And I don't know who out there, he got to listen to this podcast, you hear me? All I know is that I roll with the No Limit Tank.
24 carats.
I know that from what the documentary that my dog Bass told me about, that man got a lot more respect for a lot of things he done. And whatever's going on with him and his family is between him and his family. Now, I think that Monica, you hear me? I think that she doing whatever she need to do to get her man back. And that's on her. You hear me? That's on her and her man. Or her used to be man. And whatever he got going on with that. I also think that the family, that's coming at Master P is Master P family, and they know a lot more than I do. I'm just happy that he helped the projects out. He gave a football team to Kaminsky Park and Jeff Davis, and that he used to speak to me a lot of times when I was around the neighborhood when he came around. I appreciate that. I hope C-Bird get out unless he did the murder, and then between that's between God, the judge, and everybody else. Free Mac. And that's my take. That's my TED Talk.
I don't really know too much about what they got going on. I do know it was like he say, she say with all that shit, like with the family, like not getting support for the grandmother and things like that, blah, blah, blah. You know, some of it sound kind of fucked up on people, but then again, like you say, they don't really know what's going on over that. So like, it could be anything.
I ain't in Pete family, dog. They always been a private type of people.
Yeah.
So now that shit all coming out, I'm just gonna let the chips fall where they may.
I also kind of feel for P. You know, I don't know what it's like to be that rich and have all those people in your pocket like that. I don't have people in my pocket now, and I hardly have anything. So I couldn't imagine what that could be like. You know, like your fucking trust level, even for your family, is probably at an all-time low all the time. You know, for various reasons.
Because they feel what you should do.
Yeah, like when you're rich, you know, it seems, you know, people automatically kind of put these unspoken responsibilities on you financially, you know, especially family, and you know, it just must be hard.
We was watching the barbershop episodes with LeBron, and one of the comedians
Chadwick was on that, one of them.
Yeah, and the comedian was like, "Man, your fucking auntie wants you to give her $10,000 because she told you good luck at a show one time when you was like 10 years old and shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know what's really fucked up? Bitch, you always knew I was gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, but I think as far as like the part with family, like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? They don't come support, they don't come do all the things in the third. But as soon as you make yourself on it and have this kind of rich and wealthiness about you, they now it's like, oh, well, I'm family. This is what family's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, you didn't do what family's supposed to do when we was fam. When it was nothing about the money, when it was just about the love. Right. So now, for the love is about the money, God, get out of here. Because right now, dog, like you said, it's people in your pockets, dog. I got family members that be in my pocket, you dig, that didn't come to none of my graduations. You know what I'm saying? Didn't do anything for me, but in any part of my life, you dig. But like, hey, can you give me this? Can you front me that? Can you give me this? Can you bring me there? Like, man, all this other shit, you dig. And that's why I be like, no, but I can for your children, cause we was all fucked together, so we all we got. You know what I'm saying?
So what I wanted to say on it was, I want to big up Monica for trying to get C-Murd out of jail. I believe that it was, you know, the BT had this really good documentary that Joe brought up about No Limit, and the whole thing about Master P's grind. You feel me? And in watching that documentary, man, you can't help but get inspired. You know what I'm saying, man? You watch this dude get it from the dirt.
That's a hustler.
Ups and the downs.
Ice cream man.
You feel me? And it also got into the things with C-Murder. So you know, I don't know if it was up to the documentary or what, but you know, it came into the you know, public space that, you know, Monica, like, man, she wanted, like, because in the documentary they broke down like how people was lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, they never had any DNA evidence. They didn't have they connected nothing. It just was. They basically showed how, like, the bad rules, the police department didn't fuck with P and them because P, from like years for the longest, had established black wealth for himself and kind of was flaunting in their face. So any excuse to get anything, like, they was really on that. So that there's one cat who's on there that had testified even, admitted he lied about it being C-Murder twice. And now he's saying, man, like, I don't know what made him come clean now, but he decided he want to come clean now about it and shit. So all this new light coming about it, Monica then stepped up. She claimed that she been in touch with him for years. She got Kim Kardashian involved, and that made C-Murder be like, you know what I mean, you know, thank you, you know, boom, 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 boom. Of course, that offended Master P because Master P been out here, you know what I mean, trying to get C-Murder out. And like you said, there's so much family business involved in all of this that it gets sticky. And I will say, when you watch the documentary, I can understand if I'm in Master P position, and if even before you even went to jail, I was trying to get you out of this environment, away, because that was one of the biggest parts of the documentary too. Master P was like, I kept on like, see, I gave him true records so he could just like get out of there, because I felt like something gonna happen. But C-Murder, you a real nigga. He wanted to feel like he was never leaving.
C-Murder hit that highway with 100K plus worth of kilogram cocaine.
See, Murder, he wanted to like never leave, you know, the hood because he felt like that's what kept him, that's what kept him sane, that's what kept him authentic. So I understand where C Murder is coming from, but you still see where Master P coming from. When you get a certain level of wealth, some people don't want to take you down.
If you truly want to give back, you know, bro, you got to let certain things go, bro.
So like I can understand why, like if you've been in the hunt hard, going hard for your brother all this time, for someone else to seemingly be about to get the credit. Like, it's an ego thing, but I understand the offense.
Yeah.
I just wish that it wasn't all playing out in public because what you said earlier about P has usually been so private about his life that he's able to move like a Don for real. We don't know a lot about him for real. So it's like when he speak most time, you're like, oh, Master P speaking. So I was just not liking all this like ring ram gumming, whether it was
that's how you know it's a soft issue for that bug, because you saw that bug just be like, damn, P, you out your element right now.
It was random family out the woodwork, whether it was like you said, P being out the element. Apparently Soulja Slim's sister believed that Master P set up Soulja Slim to get killed, and that was the ring rang and the talk, and she on video going on and on about that. And it's like all this that came out, and I felt like it just was open because P showed weakness that he normally wouldn't have, by being just a tad bit I don't want to say catty or petty because I feel like it's important to him, so I don't want to like minimize it, but you get what I'm saying. This could have been handled privately. If you felt like C Murder said something, holler at your bro. And I ain't gonna tell a man how to do him. He want to talk his shit, and it's like you said this off mic once. He might have been new to social media, like, oh, C Murder, you know what I mean? Whoop-de-whoop. So there's a lot of things involved that we can't even speak on. But I just wish, outside looking in, the whole story was played different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish it was played
especially
different.
after this fucking documentary didn't drop.
Because I love Kevin P in a good light like that. You feel me? Like he's like, I didn't even know that he put money down in the Calio development to be what it is right now. I didn't know he put his money on that shit. There's a lot of things that P has done that I don't like seeing a prominent figure get a tarnished rep off of bullshit. Now if you do some fuck shit, like you got Mystical in the documentary, and the whole time I'm looking at him like, nigga, you done got arrested for rape twice, man. Fuck you on some shit. Right. You heard me? But like, and I'm like, nigga, that's 2 times, bro. You know what I mean? No, they ain't
2 times I came in with my dick in my hand.
You know what I'm saying? No, bro, ain't 2 times niggas lying on you, bro. But when I look at P ain't getting caught up in no bullshit. So I hate that any
P was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, man. That's all I want to speak on that Dose of NoLa America, man. Feel me? Let's get into that Bats Nerd Out moment.
Bats Nerd Out moment. Bats Nerd Out.
Bats Nerd Out moment. 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 Bats Nerd Out moment.
Did y'all hear there's a live action Powerpuff Girls?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Wait, what?
They're doing a live action Powerpuff Girls.
I think that's dope, but then I just gotta see it.
It's a thing.
I have to see it.
I don't know how they would do it.
I'm excited.
Like she lit up. Yeah, she lit up.
I don't mind. I do want to see it.
I'm interested.
And I think the only thought I got about it right now, if like this is something that's coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw the black Powerpuff Girl in there somewhere
I
too,
hope so.
as like a little cameo or something.
Nigga, if it really happened, they probably wouldn't even have her as no cameo. She would be a main character at some point.
Like that's the other thing. I hope that whoever they do decide to
make them all 3 different. I want them to be all 3, like a white girl, black girl, Hispanic girl.
Yeah.
Cause it's like these are chemicals. They didn't have to all come out to be white girls, unless the professor was
and
like
cartoons. Like,
yeah.
You can always do something out of that. Yeah, they presented themselves as white, but like think about it. They had a black Ariel. They got black, you know. It's all kinds of. I hope that they hire more. Not just the actual black Powerpuff Girl, but I hope that one of the main ones are black.
They presented like 3 like white girls, like all like we have all 3 types of white girls: blonde ones, redheads, and your favorite Italian.
You're right, sir. And I agree. Totally with J Mix. There's nothing inherent about those characters that made them have to be white girls.
They're made from chemicals.
Right.
And they're spicy.
I honestly thought that they were like little white girls. I thought they were little white girls.
No, they drew them as little white girls. But what we're saying is, truthfully, if you look at the schematic, why
how they were created and what they're about.
You know what I mean? There's
like,
no reason.
Like playing to the story.
At all.
Yeah.
And they, like Joe said, they're made from chemicals. Why did they have to come out as white kids?
Sugar
You know what I'm
and
saying? There is no reason aside from that
Because black kids don't come from sugar and spice and everything nice.
You know?
Oh, no, the black people gotta be the villain. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
Mojo Jojo was black.
Right, Mojo Jojo
Right.
gonna be black. You hear me? So like, truthfully, they could be whatever. But I'm just curious of how they were presented. The only way for me for it to work is it gotta be little girls. Like I think it'd be inspired if it was like little.
If they were teenagers, I don't
not
fuck with it.
teenagers.
Nah. 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds. 8 to 10.
Child actors though.
Like little good child actors.
Yeah.
Yo. I'm not with
I would love
no.
to see that.
Nah,
I would love to see the killer
she can't be fine.
Because it's the voice.
I want no
like,
fine
they gotta have the
bubbles.
little baby voices and everything.
Right,
Like, that's important.
I just don't want no teen bubbles.
Because Dora was a
no
little
teen
too
pop-up
old.
girls.
I saw Dora the Explorer live action. I'm like,
that was weird.
No, I didn't watch it. I saw the commercial. And I'm like, why Dora so
Why her
old?
kneecap so long?
Bro, yeah, bro, that was a woman like playing Dora. That was, what y'all doing here?
Let me tell you, you're like somebody who smokes cigarettes between takes.
Damn. I gotta see that. Okay.
They're doing a Color Purple remake movie, but here's the other angle. They're doing a musical.
Oh no! A musical in a movie form of Color Purple.
You never done it though.
Who the fuck wants to see that shit, man?
Never done it.
Let me tell you, dog. Certain musicals, I think, only need to be seen live. That movie was made already, so the movie should be good. To make it a color musical, like it just feel like it just rubs the. It takes away too much from the theater aspect of the live musical performance.
But the musical was first.
The musical, yeah, there you go.
Who gives a fuck? The book was first. All right, how about that?
Okay.
All right, snappities.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
The musical was first.
And also the musical is great.
And
But
the
it's
story
better
is
live
slightly
than it will ever
different,
be, I
right?
feel like on film.
The story is also different.
A little bit,
Well,
not too much.
That puts a different layer on it.
Say it louder.
In that case, then maybe they should do it.
I'm curious.
Well, you know what? I'm not mad at it. More black shit. Put it
More
up
black
there.
shit, right?
Fuck it. Put it up there. Fuck it.
I had that sentiment when they didn't say it was the musical, because there's no reason to me to remake the movie.
Right, the movie's already been made.
And it's classic already. Yeah. There's no reason to remake the movie.
That's kind of like Cinderella, how they redid Cinderella and did it with Brandy and made it more like a musical because it was based off of the actual musical.
Come on.
Right.
So if you're gonna give me a new story and it's a new audience, it's gonna be a new generation being exposed to the Color Purple at all. You feel me? And again, you're presenting it. It's like Dreamgirls. You know what I mean? You're presenting it as a musical. Sweeney Todd did it. Fuck. So it's like I'm open, and like you just came after you calmed down. You realize it's more black shit.
I was like, it's just a Color Purple story. It's so fucking sad, dog. It's good. It's happy and sad.
And it's not even just that. It's also
Paul.
It's also the sentiment of they just keep rebooting shit that they don't need to reboot.
Yeah, dog.
Right.
I'm like, son, we being Danny
that's
did
the main
that.
thing for me. I'm like,
Same.
There's so many other stories, you know.
So many.
I'm ready for some new original content.
Resident Evil TV series is coming.
We already had that with Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, yeah. Walking Dead.
Well,
Except with a big giant monster now.
I think it's different.
It's some more government shit.
It's depending upon which game. Because there's one of the games that's really in some rural areas that can feel like Walking Dead. But like when you throw the government aspect in your face and you started off with that, and it's way more city-ish, it's like there's a way to play it where it can be just different enough from Walking Dead. But I understand what you're saying. Like as soon as you say zombies, like Walking Dead has 3 iterations.
Yeah,
and that is like we've zombied that out.
Zombie all the way out after Walking Dead.
They did everything with the zombie you could do.
Oh wait, you can take the zombie skin and he can scale other zombies. Oh, you can do this with the zombie. Oh, they got.
And not only that. When Walking Dead was at its most popular, then all these other zombie movies that were also every fucking where at the same time.
World War Z.
Yeah, so when you say you're zombied out,
I'm zombied out.
I totally understand. But
it's
I'm
like
still
being vampired out during like that vampire.
True Blood era. It was like vampires was everywhere.
Vampire Diaries,
Underworld, Twilight, all of it was around the same time. It was like
I would still say Interview with the Vampire is the greatest vampire movie.
I agree.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
That came out like 94, 95?
94. Yeah.
They're remaking that too, by the way.
Oh.
With who? With who?
It's just in the right stage. It's just in the right stage.
Who?
They don't have no casting.
Who are they casting?
Who knows
they have
yet?
to cast Brad and Tom.
No, bitch. 20 years later.
I mean, you know what? If they were to do that, they should do black vampires.
They should have been doing black vampires though.
But I'm saying black folks can't be vampires.
I've been saying for years that it makes no sense for them not to have an ongoing New Orleans-based vampire type monster show with black people because it's like there's so much heritage here that you can play off when we talk about anything horror-esque. And they flirt with it. They flirted with it with American Horror Story. They flirt with it, but I'm saying no. Make a series here. The lead's all black and ride that shit, rock that shit. It'd be cool.
I would love to do a vampire. Like that's something that you just made me think about because I remember one time you asked me like what would my favorite characters to play be. I would love to play like a dope vampire story. Like, that would be super fun.
Pause. They're shooting 2 in New Orleans right now. They're shooting 2. One's a movie, one's a series. I don't think the series is black though. The movie is mixed. We'll see how it comes. I forget.
Sorry guys.
So we'll see.
Probably a second. I have to take it.
And y'all guys see the Batman trailer teaser thing?
We did see it.
We did see it.
Oh, then let's put it on because I don't mind watching it again.
Let's pull up the Batman teaser trailer.
Listen, I don't mind ever watching this again.
Your secret friend.
Is that Jeffrey Wright?
Yep. Commissioner Gordon.
Haven't a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance. Whoa! This guy's crazy!
You're part of this too.
How am I part of it?
You'll see.
Emo
Batman. All right, so he lied about working out.
He lied, yeah. And no, he lied so much that there's an article out right now with his workout. Yeah, he trolled. It was a purposeful troll.
Yeah, that was a troll. You look really good, dude. That shit looks dope. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. That is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know how I feel about Jeffrey Wright. His emo Batman looks really cool.
I guess it was the Penguin.
He looks who?
Well, yeah, Colin Farrell was a penguin, and you didn't even realize you saw him because he has on this fat suit that makes him so unidentifiable.
Oh my goodness!
Right there. This is
Oh
Colin
wow!
Farrell.
Wow!
Let me see if I can catch a light on it.
I thought that face looked familiar. I wouldn't have picked out Colin Farrell to like right off the rip.
I don't know why the light ain't falling on him, but it's this fat guy right here.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah,
but
dope.
And we can I'll find a picture of him later. But like, yeah, Colin Farrell's a penguin. Dog.
I like the imagery.
Listen, let me hear what y'all
saying. Like super good, you know. It looks fun. Like I was kind of what's the fucking word?
Skeptical.
Skeptical, yes, but I'm sold. It's cool.
I'm sold too, only because Rob Pattinson. I've always been a fan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry,
Twilight.
I was one of the people that.
Team,
I was one of Team Edward.
Yeah.
During the Twilight series, that I was all in that.
Okay.
Team
Twilight.
But also, I enjoyed him as Cedric.
In what?
Diggory
in Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter.
Well, those were the reasons why a lot of people didn't want him to be Batman. All the reasons that she loves him because he was.
I don't know what soft ass Twilight ass nigga about Batman.
Light, but I always he's always shown that he can act.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like one of the biggest things is I've said this many times on this podcast before that when I heard he was cast, I was with it specifically for two reasons. One was I respected that after Twilight, he got all that money from Twilight, and he then committed his entire career to just indie projects he fucked with. And if you follow his career after Twilight, every film, none of them have been blockbusters, but they all have been high esteemed, high credited.
Yes.
He's got nominated or won awards for them. He has been highly respected for his craft for the past 10 years. But a lot of people wouldn't know because he's decided not to do any blockbusters.
That's like gangster shit though, because you really forged your own path on that shit.
He already got the money off the Twilight.
You get the bread.
So he was
Twilight
paid
get boy. That's Twilight bread.
That's like those kids that start off in Disney and then don't do anything after that, or you see who actually utilizes their Disney stardom to carve the path that they want. I think Zendaya is one of those people.
She's amazing with that, he just decided to get into bigger budget for Ray, so he's gonna be in Christopher Nolan's Tenet, or whatnot. But for the most part, he's purposely only done the indie route to get his chops on. So I already felt like knowing that about him, I'm like, okay. And then I go into what I keep calling, dog, I won't call it the Batman curse, but it's happened in every generation. When Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, they went nuts because he was only known as Beetlejuice, and it was like, what the fuck? How he? No. Classic. Heath Ledger, when he was cast as Joker, the fanboys went crazy. How this pretty boy? Classic.
Yep.
Even Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. It happens Ben Affleck. He was a good Batman. People did not want him, and now they're like, oh, Ben Affleck's my Batman.
He was a good Batman.
Dude, every time, and it comes down to me going, you gotta trust the director. If there's a choice that doesn't make sense to me, I'm gonna always go with, what director is this? This director is Matt Reeves, who just killed it in the Planet of the Apes films. The last two Planet of the Apes films were amazing, the way he did the story of Caesar. So now look at what he did with those films, and he decided to cast this guy as his Batman.
What does he see? He
sees something I didn't see. I wasn't in the casting room.
Right, I was not in that fucking room. He saw some gangster shit.
And they didn't give it to Rob. Rob had to he had to compete with 5 other motherfuckers because people don't just give franchises to nobody.
So we can't put Batman on just anybody's shoulders.
So my mind went, nope, I'm trusting it. So everybody's talking that shit. I said, Rob gonna kill it. I've been saying it for months. Rob gonna kill it. Rob gonna kill it. Y'all tripping. Rob gonna kill it. And then this dropped, and this is what I also found out about this. Only 25% of the movie has been shot. This teaser is only gleaned from 25% of the movie.
It looks so good.
They still shooting. With their cast of Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, fucking John Turturro as Count Carmine Falcone, Colin Farrell as the Penguin. You know what I mean? You got come on, dog. You guys are about to kill it. Jeffrey Wright. We got Andy Serkis as Alfred.
We have to show you something right now.
Come on. We have to show you something. It's so good by word of mouth that they gave the director an HBO Max deal to do a Gotham PD series just about the police in Gotham, because he feel like the world he's created, he can make other stories. And Zoe Kravitz might get a Catwoman spinoff series to her goddamn self. That's how fucking good they feel about this script in this movie that's only 25% done. So when everybody hating on fucking Robert Pattinson, I'm like, y'all about to sleep on some shit.
And y'all about to suck his dick, don't worry.
Suck that man's dick.
Y'all about to suck that dick.
Y'all about to sleep on some shit. That's all I'm saying. Don't be sleep.
Don't sleep.
I thought I wasn't going to be able to say I told you so for many more months from now. But this allowed me to be able to say I told you so to a couple of more people this time. You feel me? Yeah. And last up, since we talking about trailers and people with weird choices that we didn't think would be cast, the newest Wonder Woman trailer dropped.
Oh, okay.
And we finally get to see Kristen Wiig's Cheetah. And that was the big wonder when Kristen Wiig was cast as Cheetah. It was another one of those things because we know her as a comedian. We don't know her as Cheetah is Wonder Woman's equal on that fighting shit. We don't know her as no badass kick-ass motherfucker. So people was like, how she gonna be the Joker to Wonder Woman? You know what I mean?
Motherfucker.
Let's see how they rock it.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana. And everything will be different.
citizens of the world. I'm here to change your life. Anything you want. Anything you dream of, you can have it. Look like you saw a ghost. Diana, look at you. It's like not one day has passed.
I don't want to be like anyone. I want to be an apex predator. You've always had everything, while people like me have had nothing. Well, now it's my turn. Get used to it.
I've never been one for rules. The answer is always more. The way I fly, they will never find us.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
Radar.
Will they shoot at us?
Barbara, what did you do?
You know, I'm not so keen on this one. I figure you are, but you know what? I'm ready to go.
I think we can do better.
Parachute pants?
Yeah,
Does everybody parachute now?
Wonder Woman 1984.
I'm with it.
I'm with it.
I'm with it. It looks fire. It looks fire. I like the cheetah aesthetic.
Yeah.
They made it look really cool. I like Wonder Woman's mode of travel. She's swinging on lightning and shit.
Swinging
That's some
on
gangster
lightning.
shit. I'm like, oh, that looks tight.
I like she was swinging on clouds and everything. It seemed like, because when it wasn't like she was still swinging. What the
She
fuck?
was swinging.
She was swinging on the lightning that was off camera, Joe.
No, huh?
Jay Mix, what you saying about this Wonder Woman?
So I saw the one with Homegirl and Homeboy from the last. Was this the second one or the third one?
This is the second one.
Okay, so I remember having some issues with the last one.
Okay.
So like seeing them, like, I don't know, because like her whole aesthetic for that was to save that guy, right?
In the first one?
The first one.
Partially. She also had to, ride for her kingdom or their mascara or whatever.
I see.
I just need to know why he's still alive, because
I thought that he died.
No, he totally died, and that's something they're making a joke of. He's in 84, because the first one was set in World War One time. So now some kind of way he's back, and part of the joke is, okay, I'm in 84, I don't know what the fuck going on. He didn't know radar existed, so I get the joke, but I need some explanation.
Yeah. So overall, I don't know. For me personally, I'm not too excited about it.
So you was more hyped for Batman than Wonder Woman.
I am. I was more. I mean, I like Wonder Woman, but I don't think this one. No, it's not even that. It's just that they're like, what about this movie? What progression of any sort of, you know how like they always like to put a new twist on something, whatever movie, like something progressive or whatnot. But like, they have emo Batman. Like, you've never seen emo Batman before, so that's like progressive in the way that you've seen that for the first time. What are they doing with this movie to make you think, oh yeah, I like to see that because of this? Like, you're only seeing, you see the cheetah, you see the cheetah, but like that's about it for me.
I'm gonna give him the fact. I'm gonna give him this. This may be the first female-led sequel ever. I can't think of a superhero film to get a sequel, big budget.
Okay.
I think Supergirl had one back in the day, but it didn't go to theaters, I don't think. So like, she making history, at least in the level of a woman getting a sequel to her movie. That's a big deal. And this was one, and I think another big deal. This on the behind the scenes, because I know exactly what you're saying if you're watching just this. But on the behind the scenes thing, I'm gonna give them this too. Of this time the director, like last time the director, it was the same director, female director. I forget her name right now. But Zack Snyder, who was dealing with the, he was kind of doing the Justice League shit like that. He still had the production. He still has hands on the first one. This is her. She get to just do her movie without no nigga hands on none of her shit. So that's a part of the appeal of, okay, what is your real Wonder Woman movie about to look like without nobody like micromanaging or telling you got to do anything any kind of way?
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting on it for me at least. And I guess to answer maybe a piece of your gripe is, man, we got so many nigga superhero movies coming out that just be about whatever the fuck, man. Let this lady have her one too, man. Why not? But I get like, the thing I was surprised by was I never thought that they would go with a CGI cheetah. I just kept on looking at Kristen Wiig and was like, how the fuck? You know what I mean? They still show her. She's still looking badass when she's not in CGI. I was like, all right, Kristen, I see you. You got a little muscle. You got some thighs now. I see you got. You feel me? But, you know, and I got to say this too. I'm a bias to superhero films anyway, so I watch them all.
I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it. I'm just saying I may not get anything out of it progressively.
You might not, but I hope so.
We'll see.
I'll hope. I'll throw some hope.
Keep hope alive.
I'll keep the hope alive, but like she said, but watching this trailer, I need a little bit more.
I do remember, however, watching the first movie, and I was like, I was in the gym a lot, so like I had already felt like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like Wonder Woman by the end, it really inspired me.
But the first trailer was inspiring, like, cause I get what you're saying on like the first trailer even had these things about it that made you feel like, oh no, this is a woman's story and there's gonna be these things like I get what you feel is lacking here. I'm like, damn, this bitch don't got no depth, but she kicking ass and she flying on like
she's still doing it. Like the first one. I guess that's the thing is I've seen that and I've already been inspired by it. It's like, what will this do to
top that?
She like, I already know that women are badasses.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
I got you. What else, Bats? Nerd out mode. So Joe, hand it to you, man. What you got, man? Sports, fuck yeah.
Sports, fuck yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start off with everybody in the NBA protesting and saying they wasn't going to play basketball anymore, and now apparently they're going to play basketball again.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Clippers and the Lakers going to do it.
That's the ones that said they were going to specifically
stay out the whole season. Yeah. So I'm still wondering about that. But apparently Obama had talked to him and told him to keep hope alive. You know, and
so that wasn't a rumor. Obama really.
Yeah, apparently Obama ran to talk to him. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know though. Like I felt like it was good that they took that stand. The fact that they'll play again, I don't know how I feel about that right now. I just know it's happening. I know Naomi. I want to say her name correctly. Either it's Osaka or Asuke. I want to say
Naomi Osaka.
Osaka. Mm-hmm. All right, so Naomi Osaka. She kept it G all the way from the dump. She was like 2 matches away from like being into the the championship round,
the semifinals,
and she said fuck it and dipped on it and boycotted for real. You know what I'm saying? She ain't going back. She ain't about to play again. You know, and there go black woman again, hold it down for the real niggas.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I truly tip my hat up to that. That's also my hero highlight for her as well. So I'm gonna throw that out there for right now. Naomi Osaka, she did that thing with that. The football players on the Saints team all had Jacob Blake's name on their helmets during practice. I took my hat off to that. Brian Urlacher.
Well, before you even get into Brian Urlacher, I want to just say this part of it. I think Barack's stance is you're still inspiring like the kids and black people by playing.
Yeah, still wearing your
So it's like a double-edged sword of, I understand why the players say we ain't trying to play because fuck, we entertaining all these white people and we entertaining all these same lawmakers and not even doing right by us. That's real. But on the other end, it's like, but then if we don't play, then the little kids that look up to us to be better, to strive, they don't get to see us.
Right.
So it's like, what do you do? That's a hard one, yo.
That's like I said. That's what I was saying earlier with the predominantly white institutions. Like you want to boycott them, but you gotta stay in there for representation's sake. Because if you're boycotting, you're not there. Like
then they really win because you're not there.
Exactly.
No, basketball don't win. Nobody want to watch white folks play basketball.
Boycotting doesn't change. It's not going to make anything topple or dismantle anything from their perspective. Like they already have the money. They already have like everything they need. They don't need you in that, but they do. I'm saying, especially in the NBA sense.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Of like, especially when you take it out of the NBA. You know what I mean? A lot of these big white corporations don't have a lot of black people there, and some of the black people that are there, they feel like, I did something by allowing or by hiring the few black people that they have. Yeah. And it goes back to what we said before about the whole protesting gig in general of there's many things that you need for change and progress to happen. Boycotting is just one of the tools and the weapons, and you got to know when is it right to use that tool and who is it right for to use it. And if you're just one of the few black people in a predominantly white space, if you take yourself out of it, you're not helping us. You know what I mean? But if you're a bunch of black people in a predominantly white space that depend on black people, then you are doing something, because without you, shit don't rock. So there's a difference.
I guess now I'm thinking about it, I can see why boycotting, especially if it's a predominantly, like, you got white folks up here, black people down there, but if there's more of us, I can see where that boycott comes from, because they're like, okay, you can't even be up there without us.
Yeah, if they're dependent on us in any way.
Right.
And we the large ass numbers, what the fuck? We got power, and that's real, but that's not every situation.
Exactly. Not all predominantly white institutions need people of color to stay on top.
But the NBA do. What you saying, Joe?
The NBA does, yeah. And so does the NFL.
Yup.
Oh hell yeah, Negroes for life. Oh yeah, back I was saying with Brian Urlacher. Urlacher. He went on there and kind of went on his racist rant. You know, if anybody don't know Brian Urlacher, he's the linebacker for the Chicago Bears for a long time. He's a Hall of Famer, dog. He's a monster on his position. Like when playing with Brian Urlacher, dog, he's one of the most defensive, best known to do it of all time.
He retired, right?
Yeah,
he retired.
And the fact that he played for Chicago, black ass city, and he had so much support from the black fan base. Everybody loved Brian Urlacher, dog. So for him to come out and you find out he's right wing Trump supporter, and basically calling Jacob the kid what's the kid that did the shooting?
Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, Ku Klux Klan.
Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse.
They was calling him basically kind of a hero. And then basically saying Jacob, you know, if you look at all the schematics, you know what I'm saying, and then Jacob, he has his record and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying. Like, it was like, damn, Brian Urlacher, you really showing your colors on that, and the whole Chicago football team is kind of like fucked up by it.
Yeah, it sucks.
So that's that on that.
That sucks.
I would rather be above board though.
Yeah, I'd rather know that you're racist so I can just know not to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Be proud about it. That's my problem. A lot of you niggas be in denial.
Right.
Be proud about your shit so I can know.
Yeah.
I know you. I see you. Fuck you.
Like, give me the option to not fuck with you.
Please.
Kenny Smith walked off TNT. We talked about.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that announced the commentator.
He walked off of TNT just in support of the boycott. Stephen A. Smith spoke about it, how he was proud of the players for the boycott as well. The thing is, though, like, it's fucked up though that we got to relinquish a little bit of power that we had to work so hard for. You know what I'm saying? For to get equalism from people who have all the power down there.
Not even just equality. We got to do that just to get the attention on a problem.
Just so motherfuckers.
Not even to get the shit even solved. Just for you to even see that there is some shit. You know what I'm saying? They got that's some real shit you just said. We got to relinquish real power for you to look at simple shit. To look at simple shit.
Just to look at it.
My nigga.
That's
all you got, my dude?
Yeah.
Last part I'm gonna just put on that is Roger Goodell with public talking about he wish he listened to Cap.
That shit, man.
Shut up. Shut up.
We should have listened to Cap sooner. Because I lost so much money because of it.
Dumbass. Fuck
Roger.
Fuck, I could have put him on any team if that was the case. Fuck.
So we're gonna give a quick little hero highlight just because Joe want to shout people out. Hero highlight. First up, of course, hero highlight to Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Rest in peace. Hero highlight to Naomi Osaka. That's her name, Naomi Osaka, because she really gave up her spot to get another trophy to be like, and she said I'm a black woman first. And that's the thing. A lot of people try to make her the mixed person, and some people even try to make her the Asian person.
Try to make her
and she
Asian
said, no, fuck that. I'm a black woman. And to even just to say that is real. You know what I mean? And third, I'm gonna say Bun B. Because it's a story that I didn't get to touch on in an ETOUFEE of the starters, but I could just hit on it a little bit here. How Meg Thee Stallion, as a black woman, had to come for after trying to protect Tory Lanez, who shot her, and she finally came forward because people kept fucking with her and kept getting Tory Lanez side, kept lying on her and kept on facilitating these lies. As her as a black woman kept protecting this nigga, she decided, okay, let me keep it 100 since people want niggas to be real. Because I could have sworn everybody say keep it 100. I thought we respected real nigga shit. Right. So she said, okay, I'm about to keep it all the way 100. This nigga shot me because we was having an argument and I walked away.
I saw that shit.
And in droves, we had niggas and some women, but a lot of motherfucking niggas defending Tory Lanez or been wondering like, well, what did she do to get shot? Or being on some of the most fuckiest of fuck shit in some defense. And here the worst part, calling her a snitch. She's a snitch. Because first and foremost, y'all motherfuckers,
That's some young folks
y'all don't even know
is.
y'all don't even know what the fuck snitching is, dog. Like snitch culture is really about if you in that criminality, if you in that criminal world. If you in that criminal world, and you in another criminal and y'all both doing shit and y'all both got blood on your hands and you got caught, you's wrong of you under those circumstances to rat on another nigga who's doing the same shit that you did. That's snitch shit. But guess what? Newsflash, people, if you ain't watch a fucking movie, even in that culture, it's full of snitches. So when y'all not even in the elements of criminality, be out here deciding I ain't gonna snitch when you ain't. What the fuck you need, nigga? That rapist need to go to jail. That abuser need to go to jail. This dumb nigga that shot a woman because she walked away from him need to be in jail. Understand the difference between a citizen and a fucking person that's involved in the criminal element, nigga. Everybody got these movies and this music in their head and got them fucked up.
Yeah.
Use your goddamn brain. And the mere fact that we will turn on our own and be like, oh, she a snitch for telling on the nigga that's lying on her that shot her for no reason, instead of being like, when has it ever been a real nigga move to pull a gun out on a woman and shoot her? Even in the gangster realms, women and children don't get fucked with. If y'all won't be gangsters.
Exactly. Even in that world, son, they got a fucking line.
So where we at on this episode of we hating black women are we at this point? Because at a point like when we look at, okay, these police are doing this on purpose. Of course not all police, but these police are doing it on purpose. At a point, niggas, I gotta look at some of y'all don't like black women and y'all trying to hide it behind other bullshit. And this whole Meg situation has shown a lot of you niggas colors, a lot of you niggas skirts to me, man. So when I look at Waka Flocka and some other random rappers being like trying to even say anything in support of Tory Lanez, and OG Bun B had to be the one to be like, man, that's some fuck ass shit. Fuck Tory Lanez. It's like, damn, again, the OGs. Because I think we talked about this a lot off mic about like, damn, son. I guess real everybody don't be following the same fucking code. Like we thought code was code.
The fucking G code does not even exist anymore. Like that is a dying breed of fucking dude, bro. Like these new breeds, there is no code. There is no fucking code.
So shouts out to Meg Thee Stallion. I'm gonna give her a lightweight hero highlight too, because motherfucker, you got shot and still bounced back with a popping video, still bounced back getting this money. She got a little web series. You know what I mean? Meg, she's still getting her business. She ain't letting that shit slow her down whatsoever. And big ups to the OG Bun B.
Nigga try to push me. Shot 2 times. I'm still popping this pussy.
Come on, man. Let's go. And that was this episode of the FlyWithBats podcast.
Yeah.
Hear me? Hit us up at flywithbats@gmail.com. As we always say, we want you to be part of the conversation. Talk to us. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that is, any comments you give us, any likes you give us, any stars you give us, helps us bump up our status and get more eyes and ears on us. And it's very greatly appreciated. We see some of our download numbers going up, so tell your people about us. Keep telling your people about us. Follow us on Instagram at the FlyWithBats Show to see the visual component of what we do and how we be looking. And it's a very different show than what you got here on the audio. So I enjoy sending people there that are here and people that's there. Go, vice versa.
Go there.
So yeah, man, as we getting out here, this that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford. You can find me at Mr. Bats. Spelling Mr. Out, you're going to find another cat for this episode. I'm outie.
It's me, D-Mac, Instagram, French Bread Kid, and at YourDigBrand, Peace out.
Passe one, your boy AlphaJo, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the room. And if you're out in the streets and you're looking for me, you can find me on IG, AlphaJo, no E, 504, Facebook, Joseph Alphaman Pons, 106. I'm out this bitch, man.
And it's J-Mix, selfawaremillennial@gmail.com if you want to give a little holler. But you can also follow me on Instagram at the Self-Aware Millennial. With self-awareness comes self-reflection. If you are ready for that, then my community is for you.
Please go check out, because she talk about some real shit, man. She had this episode about non-monogamy. She had the one about the black theater spaces and racism and shit. Like, dude,
check it out.
You getting into some topics, y'all. So please go check out the Self-Aware Millennial podcast. Go subscribe.
Yes. Welcome. Thank y'all for
thanks for coming through, man. We're a little crossover action, you heard me?
Yes.
As always, thanks for listening, y'all, and catch y'all on the other side.
Collars, chasing green dollars. Don't worry about tomorrow, we gon' party tonight. Whether you work a 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, just know that living life is your true benefit. So when it's time to clock out, it's time to rock out. Throw a party in your neighborhood and bring the block out. Let's take alcohol shots until we pass out. But when the cops come, we got to smash out. But listen on a serious note, don't let your workforce determine your happiness. After the first, you probably still be in debt. So live your life with no regrets. You heard that money doesn't equal success. Nope, success doesn't last if you're stressed. Nope, and you're too blessed to be stretched. So please have a vodka top, God bless. For my blue collars, chasing green dollars. Don't worry about tomorrow, we gon' party tonight. So get on down on the dance floor. Grab your shawty by the hand, let her know that she the one. So get on down on the dance floor. Grab your man by the hand, let her know that he the one. So get on down on the dance floor. Everybody tryna have blue collar, but hey, this is for the blue collars, chasing green dollars. Even cashmere's get grass stains. Champagne.